Hello everybody, I wanted to share some helpful tips and information when starting out, also some little tips on the widgets and things that you might be wanting to add to make things a little easier. But we'll just get started with the starting whenever you first start on, after you choose your race and class and all the other fun things for your character. Which for this person, let's make sure I'm clicking the right thing. Which I believe each person kind of has, like, starts with their own thing. I got a jelly shirt, that's weird. Oh, and I have fire resistance, thanks game. But one thing you might want to adjust first, before going too far into the game, because this will, I believe, resets each time you create a character, is the combat and stuff. I'd like to turn on automatically pick fish when fishing. Useful because, like, each time when you fish, it will drop it right on the ground. I'd like for it to immediately go in my inventory. Ally strategy. Always stay by you while in combat. I usually keep that on because sometimes if an enemy runs away, your allies, your NPCs, your companions, or pets, I say that in quotations because if you know the game, you know the game. You usually want them to stay within your view range. And then if the enemy tries to run away, they will chase them off. And occasionally will aggro and get into combat with other enemies. So if you want to keep your companions safe at the start, maybe keep them at your side. And we are going to adjust the details. And I do not know what each of these presets do exactly. Archer basically means that each of these kind of will, I don't know, you might need to check the wiki for that, but I know mostly that Archer will focus on standing still and, like, using ranged attacks. Fighter will make you try to go up front and, like, fight stuff, you know, it'll, like, automatically move you to it if you try to do auto combat. Tank, if you have abilities or things that will, I'm guessing at this point. I don't know the other ones. But feel free to mention in the comments if you know what they are. Tank, I'm assuming if you have any abilities, like, I know the fighter and some of the other classes might be able to get a taunt mechanic ability to make enemies target you. So that's probably what that's for. Healer, you'll probably use healing abilities while you're auto-combating, more likely. Mage, probably you use your spells more often. Hexer probably uses debuffs. Summoner probably summons things. Predator, I guess, uses a mix of everything. Paladin, I guess, is mixed between tank and healer. Oh, you can disable that. I didn't know that. We'll just leave it as Archer for now. Your auto-combat behavior. Use items and abilities in your hotbar, which means... Let me get rid of these little note things. The hotbar here. Let me also press, abilities. When you have other skills and whatnot, you can drag them into the hotbar. See, they're always there. So you can, like, scroll through them. And also switch the page to the other page. But also if you put items like the ranged weapons, like bows and boomerangs, and I'm assuming guns, and rods, and all the other fun stuff. My gosh, my cats. Stop it. That's a little mad. But they'll go ahead and try to use that stuff. Usability is not in hotbar. That means, like, if you put abilities and stuff, if you put abilities inside of your inventory somewhere, it'll use them as well as you put it in your side slots. And use only favorite abilities, which means they'll still use items abilities in the hotbar. So I usually turn... Actually, if I use that, it will just use anything that's up here. It'll use everything. For certain things, like the rays, which, if you've seen them, like, rays, instead of, like, the arrows, it's like it shoots, like, a big beam of energy based off of what type of element it is. Those things can, they're friendly fire, and unless you have an ability to mitigate that, it's probably best not to use that, have that on. So I usually turn that off because you occasionally wake up and get one of those. And those are really good for if things are in a line as well, because it'll hit everything in the line. We'll try to hit everything in the line. And I think the wiki has stated that it goes like 12 spaces, which is quite a bit. Use buffs and heals to the entire party. Usually good to have on. I'm not messing with that. And this is for auto combat behavior. Don't change target, which means if you have someone targeted, which I believe if you press F, it will put like a little icon above their head, and it might say in the text log saying that you're targeting them. If you press F again, it'll change targets. For auto combat, it'll make it to where you're only targeting one creature, the one that you've targeted for auto combat. Don't chase target. Same thing with the NPCs or your companions. You probably don't want your person to chase the target off of the map. Basically, if they're running away from you, you won't chase them. Don't auto combat neutral NPCs, which will be characters with white names. NPCs with red names are hostile, and they will try to kill you if they notice you. So we'll turn that on. So, because sometimes when you're walking in town, it's really easy to accidentally, right-click on a person, and you'll start auto combat with a townsfolk. Auto combat abort conditions. I usually just turn these all on. Abort when enemy is dead, so you're able to figure out what's happening if you ever use the auto combat. And a little point of note, I think it's set in the wiki, and I believe this myself because I've seen it. If you use auto combat, certain things, certain abilities will be your accuracy and damage might be a slightly lower for using the auto combat because you're not being tactical. But while using the auto combat, you'll level up a skill. I think it's called. It's either tactics or strategy. I can't remember. I think it's strategy specifically. Yeah, that makes sense. You'll level up your strategy because you'll earn less experience and stuff. I think if you use auto combat, but it is very convenient, especially when you're trying to get stuff done. And yeah, just keep that there. Probably fine. What to check now? Well, I guess one thing that will be helpful is if you press escape and you go to widgets. There's some widgets that will be very, very helpful. When you get companions. Because if you've played the game, you're like, I want to trade with my person in my party, but they're not close enough, and each time I move to them, they move away, or you have to chase them and have to be directly next to them to be able to trade with them. You have to middle click and all the other stuff, and things pop up. There is a nice little widget in here, which you can move all this stuff around, but be very careful, it can get messy. System indicator. Low wallsy, I don't know what that does. So, where's system indicator? Put that away. The feed. I can't. I just read what it was. I can. We'll figure that out later. If someone knows, you can put it in the comments. Skill tracker. That's basically whenever you are in your character menu, which we'll go back and check real quick. If you're on the skills page and you click on them, left click on it, it will display the skill right there, right? For these attributes, it won't show anything special, but for these, how it says 0.0, which for now we'll turn on gathering, yeah. And as you're doing stuff related to gathering, that 0.0 will start going up. And whenever it reaches up to an actual number, not a decimal, it'll level up that skill. And you can kind of see that to turn some of these on to see what things are increasing what. So we'll leave that on so when we're gathering later on, we can see all that stuff happening, which you can turn on combat and stuff and all the other fun things on. So that is just that. Let's go back to the widgets. Hover guide is basically when you're hovering over stuff, that's where stuff's played. It's right there in the middle. I don't think there's anything else around it. The feed is... I can't remember what the feed is. Party info is the one that we probably want on. This is the one, which we don't have anyone on this yet, so I'm just going to put it right here. And as we get more companions, it'll appear their stuff there. We can right-click it, I believe. Nope, it's not right-click. It's not right-click, I forgot. It's being silly. Is it middle? Yeah, you middle-click it, and you can middle-click most of these things to adjust other things, like... Which, this... It's annoying that... Okay, it goes away. You can adjust how big the thing is. Which I'll put it there. Margin, which is the space in between each of them. Show PC, which will show stuff there, which is like show player character, which will show you on there. There's also a short portrait. We can also do show only name. We can just select that and it will show only the portrait. We can reverse order, but no one cares about that. Style, it makes it look nicer. You can mess with that as you wish, but... And if you do mess up on any of the stuff, you can also reset. You can also, after you set it up the way you want, you can save it, and then you can like click load, and you can set up something like this. Like there's classic and there's modern JSON. Here's one that I set up before already, so I'm gonna open that. And I had it laid out like this for some reason. I don't remember what the feed was, so I think I hit it there. The system menu is moved kind of behind me, and if I move over other way, you can see I have the mini-map right down there in the corner. I have adjusted how my health, mana, and stamina are looking up at the top. Also set my EXP under it because it makes sense. Also, there's this funny little helper, which will randomly speak. Speaking on that, if we scroll down to the bottom, there's like several little helpers. There's helper LSG. I do not know any lore of the game, so that, and there's this helper. Narny. Yeah. There's Nura. Which, depending on what side of the screen you put them on, they'll flip. Which is neat. There's also Unity Chan, which just dances. Cute. There's also a setting I don't recommend. The shut up command. We'll save that to the end. We'll save that to the end. We'll save that to the end, and we won't mess with that. But it'll be there. Oh, this hasn't. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, because this thing right here, you can move freely. Kind of like if your inventory, you can move that around, but we'll leave it there. Speaking of inventory, one thing you do as you gain more, if your carry weight is high enough to carry more things, and you want more slots to put things, like to always carry stuff with, I'll use the purse as an example because I think it's automatically set up in a way. So we're gonna open it. We are going to click configure. Which I think this will be helpful because, yeah, it's not already configured, but it'll be very helpful in the future to learn for other things. So, we want to set the distribution, right? We are going to go to Advanced. And because it's a purse, it's where we keep our money. So we're going to set it to currency. And we'll increase the priority some. We want it to be higher than the other containers we're holding. And higher than the priority on here. Because normally, if I were to configure and I turn off the advanced, right? Now he's changed the setting. Priority to 0. If I were to, for some reason, drop coins on the ground, right? If I pick them up, right? If I pick these up, it goes into here, into my backpack. But let's do an example. Let's go to Configure, Distribution, Advanced. We have it set to currency. If we increase the priority on it, and you can do this for other items, you can also set it to where it's like, this other box I have right here, I want it to only have food. Which you can click here, which you can do only preserved food, so you don't keep stuff. So you can put currency, you can put only items that decay, which would be useful for like a cooler you may get in the future. Don't put rotten items. Meaning it's like, oh, it's food. You automatically pick it up and it goes into that thing and it hides. You don't want that. So don't put rotten items. I don't know if there's rotten currency, but you never know. So yeah, word filter. All I know is for word filter, you want to be careful for what it is. You want to make sure it's not capitalized. It's written as it is as an item. If you put minus the item name or part of the name, or like textile or something like that, it will exclude that type of item, meaning it won't put any of that in there. Like, let's say we do never want fish. We never want to pick up fish, correct? In this box, in this thing. So we'll put minus fish. So anything labeled as a fish won't go in here. It won't automatically go in there. And for a simple thing to do for, like, if you want a log chest, one thing I would do is I would go to, ignore that I have currency on, for one. We would go to resources and wood. There are a couple items that are marked as wood, which would be logs, planks, and sticks. So what you would want to do is you would select wood on here. So the only thing that would go into this container would be wood. And for the wood filter, for this filter, you'd say you want, let's say you would want to put only logs in this, out of the wood category. So you'd put log, comma, space, but you want no sticks, or stick, and no plank. So now with this set up, if you do auto dump, or your people are making items or something like that, or like producing wood of some kind, this container will only take logs. I hope that's helpful, but make sure you click enter. And let's say for some reason that, oh no, my container, we're having too many of that item. I have a recipe to make a better container, or I have a better container to put this in, but I don't want to copy that, like redo the whole thing. There's a solution for that. Let's say, oh, I got a bigger bag for my money because there's a lot more currencies, or I just want to have important items in this container, or the next container you'd have. You can go to configure, and on the configure, if you scroll to the very bottom, it says copy container setting. So you can copy all the settings, everything that's set, if it's permissions, all the other settings you've changed. You can copy it. Then when you go to the other container and configure it, under copy, there'll be a paste. In whatever the container is, like if you named this container, like I'm going to change name, doubloons. Right? We changed the name to doubloons. Okay, let's turn that off. Fix that real quick. Currency, yep. Which I guess will go ahead and show that this will pick up, it'll go into here first. Oh, that's not... Or when I picked it up, it went straight into there. Drop. I think if you drop items, you don't automatically pick up. So if I pick this up, right, it automatically goes into here instead. But like I was saying, because I get distracted easily, configure, I can copy the container settings, and naming them will be very convenient later on. Configure, and if I were to... Why can't I paste it? Oh, maybe it doesn't work for the backpack. Oh yeah, right here it says it, paste container settings, A doubloons. And notice how it says A doubloons instead of just doubloons? That's because most every item has A in front of it, like A oak log or whatever. So since we have the inventories kind of set up in a way that makes sense, I guess. If that makes any sense. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and set these bandages in our hotbar, so it's taking up less space. This book, it doesn't need to be there. It can be put in the hotbar. Items in your hotbar, when you go to use auto dump, won't pull from there. If you want to put them in these slots here, and you don't want them to go into a chest or something, or if, let's say you have this in here, you can middle click on it and mark as important. Which I'll go ahead and do with the adventure book and put it in my pocket right there for now. Meaning that I can't drop it. Or it won't be auto-sorted out somewhere. Useful for your tools as well if you don't want them in your hotbar, you're storing them somewhere else. Because you just want more storage space. Because yeah, you have not 18 extra slots basically that you're not taking up spots. Which is really useful for items that are not stackable or you don't have a lot of. So we'll go ahead and close that. I'm losing my train of thought. Let's go ahead and get into the starting quests. Let's get. Which we'll go ahead and close that. We can actually get into the fun part. Oh, I can't even use auto dump here. First things first is we would, usually grab our food, which it is usually best to eat your food whenever you have the status of hungry. But for now, we're going to go ahead and eat this. And see how it says fragrant for level 4 for perception, I believe? When eating this, it will add a little bit of experience to your perception. Just like on the character sheet, yeah, perception. It'll add some AXP to the base, it'll eventually level. It just doesn't have the 0.0. I mean, the 0.0 thing on there to track it. But if it says, like, potential perception, it'll increase the other thing. Which, the higher that is, it's the higher, or the more quickly you gain experience using those traits. So, example like gathering uses learning. If I gather something, it's training my learning skill some, but also training the gathering. And the higher potential that training has, the faster it will level up, basically. And each time it levels up, it will lower the potential back down to the minimum of its base. And that's why it's important to have certain classes and races that will have certain skills. Like this character has a potential base. I think I have an item that's increasing some of these. Or maybe something else. But a potential of 180 or 143. Which I think there's some trait improving it. But yeah, the first thing you usually want to do is, go ahead and eat your food. I got bloated, which I have it set to right here. It might be somewhere else on your screen. I believe it would be down here normally, which I think... Let's go ahead and go back to widgets. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of widgets. That's what it was. We will go ahead and load the classic one. So yeah, bloated right there, so it looks normal for you. Let's go ahead and get rid of this little help thing. Which during the game, I have a setting that turns off the fairies, like, interruption of things. But first thing you probably want to do is go ahead and talk to him. Ashland. Feeling hurt? Piece. Man toss you a piece of parchment, don't worry. Yep. Thank you for the land deed. I'm going to pick this up. And one thing I usually do is kind of, since I know I'm going to have to build a house for one of the quests, I usually kind of build it around the campfire, and I usually do it like a 5 square area, but I'm going to do it a smaller area, so I'm going to go corner, and I'm going to right next to the corner of this fire, just to kind of use that as an anchor point. I'm going to go ahead and read this. Actually, yeah, right next to it, actually. Read it right here. Because it will drop this hearthstone, which you can still grab and move and place around. It also produces some light, so use that as you want. Using it inside, actually, wouldn't be bad. You'll do that. You have a quest here, you have a quest here. Let's first talk to Fema, which we will get a companion. Ignore that she says pet, but a companion. Dog, cat, bear, and little girl, each of them have different things. And just like your character will have may have different things that they wear and can't wear, which default most characters will have 2 hands, a head, a torso, a back, a neck. What's the next one? I can't remember. Back, neck, waist, waist, neck. Oh, that's neck. What's that one? I can't remember, but, like, they'll have all these slots. Dogs may be too small, and their body type is a little different, so they have 2 feet. They don't have any... Oh, wait, that's gloves, or arms. That's what it is. They don't have arms, so they can't wear, like, gloves. They will have an extra thing of feet, though. And I think a dog can wear a helmet. Cat, I haven't messed with, so I don't know. The bear... The bear can wield weapons. I do not think it has a helmet. It might have a torso, might not have a back, but it has certain things. Little girl is basically the same as a human. The main difference is, you might have to look up what each of them have, but some of them might have better carrying capacity, because you can actually give your companions items. Which, like, Bear's pretty good at first, stat-wise or whatever, but they don't have any gear with them, and they might do some other things. You can't talk to them, as with these. Little girl you're able to talk to and some other things. But the little girl also starts off with some armor and some weapons for herself already, which is always a big perk. But the animals might be good if you want to do some livestock stuff and, like, get eggs and I know the bear you can shear for... If you shear a bear, you will get some, like, hide or skins, which you can use in certain crafting recipes that require it. Like with using things that require a fiber. But I think you can also use that as bait, so you can think of that as, like, free bait. But we're gonna pick little girl for now, and choose what you want. And there's no quest up there, so bye. So the thing I was talking about before, real quick, we will go ahead and go to our widgets. And we are going to turn on party info. And we are going to add our name on there, because I like it on there. Sort portrait, whatever. But now, what we can do is, our companion Sornet, right? If for some reason she's not next to me, like if my character is faster moving than them, or they ran off to the side or doing something else, you can click on their name, because it highlights it. You can click on it, and it will open up the trade menu. So you don't have to be like, oh, where are they? Or like, if it's like dark and you can't see them, you don't have to middle click and click trade and blah. But yeah, you can do that to see all their stuff they're holding. You can also see their carrying capacity, which they have a really high one because I think they have a lot of strength. Oh, might be because of favor of Earth. Steel defense, weapon mastery. Oh yeah, they also have weapon mastery, meaning weapons they have. They'll usually do like a higher dice damage. Like the dice that you roll for damage is higher. But yeah, they're pretty strong, which you can look on the trait page. Their dodge is 13, their protection is 14. They're two-handed with light armor. And on here in the notes, you can see that they are a 13-year-old. Why are you a 13? Her favorites are melee and shortcakes, which meaning if she fights, she will gain more favor, I think. Her hobbies is personal pleasure, and her work as a lumberjack. Her weapon style is the thing, she is a axe and shield, and her armor style is heavy armor. Meaning that if you have a shared container that has these items on it, they'll try to grab them for themselves. Unless, for some reason, you were to talk to them and click actually and don't use shared equipment. There's also option for them becoming a maid, which is very helpful. As in, you can do that to maids you can use to give them money or gold to increase the size of your land. Decide that one day, oh, I want to pay additional taxes because I have extra money, which I believe will give you extra, what was it? Yeah, extra gold bars. Whenever, because I think you get a little extra gold bars whenever you pay your taxes. And some other things, I believe. But I think they still do their normal jobs and they can still join you, it's just they're a maid. And talking to them, if you have the negotiation skill, which for training certain skills, you need to have the skill unlocked to do it. So let's say if you're a bard or whatever, or not bard, I'm pianist for the game, and had the negotiation skill. Each time you talk to them, it might increase their other stuff. The higher your negotiation, and the more likely they'll get up higher. If you get this up high enough, I think it's the 75 with your companions, you can actually take items from them that are equipped. Because let's show, for example, real quick. I'm going to open up their trade menu. If I try to take this, it'll say, don't touch. Don't touch. Like if they have money or other items that they're holding that aren't equipped. Some items are okay, other things are not. But like equipped items that are theirs, or gifts, which you probably don't want to take away gifts. But like, you take that. Which, you can actually take these items, I think. I've seen someone mention it before. If you just keep trying, and they say, don't touch, don't cut out, you will be, eventually they'll give up, but you'll lose karma, wherever that is. Speaking of karma and looking around at things, over here shows you're at the very bottom bar. It's hard to see because I have things covering it up, but the little slime little icon that's usually right here, it says 1 out of 1, which is how many people you can have in your party max before you have penalties. The feet icon, I think, is your movement speed, and all the other stuff is the icons for each of your main attributes. You have your money, your gold, your platinum, your karma. Karma's next. I'm kind of in the way. Which way do I need to move? Right here, karma. The one little diamond icon is your level of your Hearthstone. And right next to that is your carrying weight, which if I lean this way, let's see. Yeah, over here is your carrying capacity, just like hers is right here. Which ours is lower. Certain things will increase it, like getting the weightlifter feat. It'll help increase your carrying capacity. And it's based off of endurance as well. So higher your endurance or higher your strength, you'll increase that. But first things first, we're going to start doing the quest now. I've rambled way too long, but hopefully someone can help pin the important marks, because I ramble too much. Hope everyone's having fun with this as well. So we'll go ahead and talk to Ashland. Yep, congratulations, that is yours. You gives me tingle bars, the release supplies, and some other stuff. And tell me to go to the boulevard. We'll go ahead and pick up all these. And we'll go ahead and drop this on our hotbar so we can use it easier. And we also have gold bars. Where are the gold bars? Open that. Hey! It's in here because it is categorized as a currency. And it went straight in here instead of the bag. So yeah, your gold bars will automatically stay in there. And one of the first things you want to do with your gold bars before you do quest, important items, important items. Let's talk to you and equipment. Why don't you have the... Usually there's a resident book. I usually get the resident book instead, but I guess it's not here for some reason. We're just going to take the home board and the resident board because these are necessary items to have. So we'll just spin 2 of our things. We can grab some other stuff like millstone might be important. Because we can use the millstone to make rations that don't expire or don't rot. So that's kind of needed. Because I don't think you get it normally. And you might get some of the other stuff later on. But for now, that's kind of the main one we want. So we'll go ahead and open that, read it. I'm going to go ahead and take the home board. Yeah. And I'm going to place it right here for now. And the resident board. Resident board. Right now we don't have anyone set as a resident. Which we could. Which will show their ally name. Which for real quick, I will go ahead and talk to you. And tell you to wait at home. So anyone that's your companion, if you tell them to wait at home, they become a resident. That's not it. Which will say some little girl. And also give a little bit more information. And with the resident board, you can... Which, same thing if you have the resident book. If you're on your lands and use your resident book, it'll bring up this page. Which we can see that we don't have... She doesn't have a bed yet. No one has a bed. So the home says none. Workplace. It will tell... Work and hobby. It tells you what you need for it. So it's yellow because they can't work. But they just need a lumberjack sign to be able to work. And for personal pleasure, there just needs to be a bed. It doesn't need to be their bed, they just need to have a bed. Which you can probably check the wiki to see what special things make things. But lumberjack passively will make you logs as they work. And there'll be like a percentage of how proficient they are at it. But if for some reason, let's say we're moving around and I'm not next to them anymore, or they're off doing something and they're on this big plot of land, you can click the resident board, click them, and click find, and you'll automatically pathfind to them. So then you can talk to them and tell them to join, which I'll have you join for my safety. And speaking of finding things, Ctrl F, property search. I'm just gonna put an A, because that works for about everything on here. Because it's a hemp, a stone, a cotton, a cotton. And you could also do, like, tree. Maybe not tree. But anything that's planted, if it's in a chest, if it's anywhere, it'll show you there. If you need to get to an item or a person, you can also use this as well. Let's say we need to go to the campfire. It's not on here. But essentially, if I needed to get to where... Yeah, the Hearthstone is. I can click this, and it'll bring me to it. If there's an item in a chest and it shows up on that list, you can click it, and it'll automatically bring you to it. And now for the funny quest thing. We can view the quest board, and we are going to assist with equipment with the crafter. We're going to ignore defense training for now, because we don't... Actually, we might be fine. We might not be fine. We might be fine. Learn how to run a base. Shared container. We're gonna pick this up. We're middle click on it to grab it. And we are just going to place it. We're gonna place it. I'm sorry you're in the way. Oh, it's fine. So we can open the box, and the quest is wanting us to click on this to change personal permission. While that's checked, we talk to him again. And we should complete that quest. Yep. And it makes everybody happy. Which for this you can maybe change settings on here or other things, but we'll leave it for now. So I forgot on this, we should probably set this for configure. Exclude items in this container from auto-dumping. Meaning if for some reason you set another container to have things, if it's in this, if any items in this container here, or for other containers if you set that thing on, it will not automatically put it in there. Now, we will continue to keep grabbing the quest. Weigh the crafter. Tax liability, yes. Inspector. We'll say sure. There'll be another person on the land to help stuff. Which now, we'll have another resident. Time to make money, yes. We will go ahead and pick these up because this actually gives you enough wood to craft your crafting table as well. Which important thing for his quest to make the shipping container, which we'll go ahead and craft that up. Why is this down here? I'll put this back up top where it usually is. We'll go ahead and use this because he gives us extra just in case. So we'll go ahead and make our workbench because we will need it. I'm going to place it in this corner here. And he wants a shipping chest, which he gives us all the materials, which we only need 2. And it has to be this type of log. If we do this quest first, there's no other log. So we have all that, and we'll craft it. And now we just need to place it. Talk to him, and we got the quest done. Perfect. Which all that took some stamina, but we'll probably be fine for the next plan of action. You're wanting us to build some of these other things, but one thing that's very important to have at the very beginning is a bed. Because if I pass out by meditating or have to sleep using meditate, our stamina is only going to fill up a certain amount, like halfway. That's no good. We want the max amount of stamina we have every day, so we cannot wait on this. So what do we need? We're going to need a bed. So we need 2 tufts of grass and 4 leaves, which I can click the track button, and it'll show it in the quest area here. Optionally, we can click on this X here to get rid of some of these, like learn how about tax obligations. That doesn't need to be important right now, but you can leave it for now to make it easier to see the stuff I need. I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, yeah, and he wants us to go back after we made the workbench, which is great. And this one we can hide because that's not going to go. And this one's not important anyways. So go ahead. Talk to you. Get our quest. He wants us to build a torch, which is good. But right now, our important thing is to get the tufts of grass and leaves. We get our leaves from weeds, which if we hold our axe in our hand like this, when we're gathering, it'll gather quicker. Let's make sure to turn on gathering. Where's it? Okay. Gathering's right up there. So when we gather this, to collect this, it went up by 4. Or, yeah, 0.04. Which we're wanting to get 4 of these leaves. Which, any of these weeds, as long as there's like the little weed icon, it'll give us at least 1 leaf. It might give us more tufts of grass, but we just need enough of those. Good, and we have enough of that. So first things first, we are going to open the crafting and make a bed. Notice how it says stamina cost 4. We are going to lose 4 stamina. We do not have 4 stamina. This will be good for learning real quick. If we go negative into stamina, we are going to take damage equal to it. So 3 minus 4 is going to be -1. So we're going to take 1 damage. We will watch this real quick. So we should take 1 damage from this, unless for some reason we don't, because we're lucky. I guess we were lucky and we didn't use as much stamina as I thought we would. So we're fine, which we were remaining at 1 stamina. Or maybe I did the math wrong and I was looking at it stupidly. So we'll forget about that. Ignore my stupidity. We'll go ahead and place the bed here. I'm going to settings for makeshift bed. We're going to bed options, and I'm going to claim the bed. So it's mine. It's mine and no one else's. Which you can, yeah. Make it for a resident single, or guest. Which guest is for if you want to make it to where you can make income for travelers coming around. But now the other quest that we need to take care of is the torch. What we need for the torch is a stick, string, and resin. We will track that so it's easy to see. Branches we get from the smaller trees. The trees that are not mature. So let's say we'll use our axe and we'll collect this fir tree that's in our way. We got 2 sticks. So yeah, we have 2 out of 1, so our branch is done. For string, we need vines, and we need 2 vines, which this usually collecting stuff usually takes 1 stamina. If you're lucky and your skills are high enough, it won't take any. So we'll go ahead and collect a vine bush. I guess if it's easy, it's less likely to do it. Oh, we learned how to make our vine bush, nice. But how many vines did we get? We picked up a singular vine, so we're gonna need more than that. We only picked up our 1 vine, and we have enough to make a string, because it's 2 vines to make 1 string. And now we need resin. For resin, we need to harvest from a mature tree. So let's go to this oak that's right here and collect it, and it says easy, so there's a chance we may not take damage. Let's see if we take damage. We were lucky, we didn't take damage. I'm going to... Actually, we'll go ahead and... Oh, we only got 1 resin, so we'll collect another tree. Let's see if we take damage. We should take 1 damage. If it triggers. It didn't? Oh, and there's an enemy. Attack it, attack it, attack it. It's fleeing. See how it's not... We're not chasing after it normally? But now we have to chase it. I can click auto to chase it more, but we'll just do that. Like that for now. Ignore that. Ignore the detour. I'm gonna find another oak tree just so it makes it easier for later on. Could collect the withered one, because withered ones will always drop a seed. And you can see in the middle of the screen it says withered in the parentheses. Like this one just says normal tree, and this is mature. And we didn't take damage again. I don't know if this is luck or what, but I don't know. Maybe because it's a required thing, they want the game to be easier. But we'll go ahead and craft. For torch, we have these because it's yellow. That means we have it. Red, we don't have it, meaning we need to make that. Which, go ahead and click all these with the exclamation mark. This millstone is only here because I read the little page that I bought. But we'll go ahead and go to string. Oh no, it's red warning you. Which, it will go red and warn you. If it goes to 0. Like, if I had 2 stamina, it'll always warn you. But, it's cost 2 stamina, we're at 0. Meaning, it'll put us at -2. So we will take 2 damage from this, when we craft this. Or only 1. What's happening right now? Do I have something that makes it easier for me to... Traits. Oh, reduce stamina usage. Oh, that's what it is. Am I a farmer? What am I? But I am a farmer. That's why. So farmers reduce the amount of stamina it takes to do stuff. So if you didn't have that, you would have taking damage. And the calculation usually is, I'm at -1. If I did something that requires, like, it costs 3 stamina to craft something, and I'm at negative already, take that stamina cost. Let's, for example, say this costs 3 stamina. If I make this right now, the 3 and the 1 would make it, I would take 4 damage in total. When I finish, whenever I craft it, I'll take 4 damage. And then this will be -4. If I were to make another fishing rod, because I have -4, I would have -4, or here, -4 and -3 is 7, so you would take 7 damage. Each time you do that, it adds more negative, and add that to whatever this number is how much damage you're going to take. Which I guess I have it easy right now because I'm a farmer. So we're gonna go ahead and make our torch, which we don't have any made. So we'll do it now. Let's see if we take 4 damage. I think we only took 3 damage, actually, which is not 3. We only did use 3 stamina, actually. Because I don't think it's calculated. So, yeah. 3 and 1 make 4. We took 4 damage. But if you were to craft another thing, it'd be -4 and whatever the stamina cost would be. But if you're a farmer, I guess, get rid of 1 stamina. It'll be hard to calculate. But for other things, it's predictable. So be careful with certain utilities. So we're gonna go ahead and equip, finish our little quest there. Perfect. And then he wants us to build a house, which we are going to make like a really small house. But we're already at negative stamina. But if we can manage our stamina and health, we can keep going for as long as we want. And the thing that we're going to need the most of is going to be wall with the leaves, because they are only on the stuff. We'll need like a grass door, which we can go ahead and craft. Yeah, it only took 1 stamina instead when we were making it. But now we're at -5. So we're gonna wanting to be careful. The good thing is grass walls never cost any stamina to make. The walls and floors usually take no stamina. But let's say, for instance, we were to gather this. We should lose 1 stamina to do this. But since we're a farmer, we won't lose any stamina. And if we don't lose any stamina, I don't think it will trigger the damage. Since we're at negative, it's either going to do 5 damage or 6 damage. 6 damage if it uses stamina. 5 damage if it still counts as going ahead. So let's see. Yep. It used 1 stamina. It became -6 and we took 6 damage, putting us at 2. Since this number is higher than this, we want to stop and sleep. So you can kind of keep going until all your health is like depleted. If the total of this, whenever you do an action, is higher than your health, you're going to die from overworking. It can go to 0. 0 is like if you manage to go perfectly to 0, you'll be perfectly fine. But you usually do not want to do that. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to sleep for now. And it's raining today. And thank goodness we already made our torch, because now it's nighttime and we have our torch. So now we're going to need to build a house. Which, with this little template I have here, I usually put things in the corners of the inside of the house, showing like this is how big the inside's going to be. Which for this is going to be really small. You can go smaller and go like a 2x2 area for the interior. But I want to have I usually have like a 3x3 or a 5x5. Or you can like make this move out wider and do it however you want, just to help you lay out the foundation of where you're going to have stuff inside. You don't have to have workbenches and stuff inside if you don't want to. So for now, we are going to need a lot of leaves. We're automatically going to get tufts of grass when we gather the weeds. So we are just going to gather as much stuff we can, and we have 28 stamina. And we are not hungry yet, so we're not going to worry about that. So we'll just collect as much weeds as we can. I do not think the vine bushes ever decay, so we can leave them. Bushes and stuff will go away at one point. I don't know exactly how many of these we are going to need. And we need to be careful in case there's monsters. But I hear some sort of chicken creature. Which is usually any type of bird counts as a chicken. So we're going to go ahead and grab as many weeds as we can. And we didn't use any stamina because we're a farmer. So we're going to make our grass walls. We can make 12. It's okay to make extras. We can sell them. Because if you're able to, making grass walls and grass floors, well, actually grass floors specifically, good way to make money early on. But we're going to go ahead and make the 12. We're maxing it. Doesn't cost any stamina. So we are going to go ahead and I'd say careful with the corners. I don't know if they fixed this, but yeah, so we're going to place... I usually start with the corners, just because there was a bug that happened. The last thing you build is a corner. So we're going to go to this corner, place, hover over the same spot in this corner, and like toggle to see where the wall is going to be. And place it. So now I'm going to go to this corner here, because it needs to be on this side. Place it, go to the other side, press R to rotate, and place that for that corner. Which you can kind of see there's a log being built there. It's hard to see. But I know if you hold the middle mouse button, well, the house isn't built, so it doesn't do anything. Now we got to, don't stand where I need to place this, but on this block we need one on this side and this side to count as the wall, so we're going to have to place you here. And we'll place one right here. Which we want to... Whatever this bottom side is, we need it on this side, facing that way, the same direction. So we'll put that there. And we might need an extra one right here to make that corner. And now we can see there's a corner there. We'll do the same thing over here. Put this on this side. For here. We'll put it the same way facing on the bottom left. And then we'll put another one right here to connect that corner. Good. Now all we have to do here is hope people stop standing in the way. It's okay if I place it on myself, it'll be fine. And looks like we need a couple more. Looks like we need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So we need 4 more weeds, or leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was a goose. Counts as a chicken, because it's funny. Max 4. Place, 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 and stand inside, place. And now, once we place this door on here, wherever you place it, I'm gonna go ahead and place it on this side, right here works. Now it's a house. The thing you might have a problem with now is, see how you're inside, like that? And when you're outside, it's hard to see what's behind here, especially if you have something... Let's say, for example, you have, when you're behind it, you can see it. But if I take this and put it, like, right here in this corner, if I'm away from it, I can't see it. If you hold R, or hold down the middle mouse button, it will turn off the roof. That doesn't mean it's not there, that just means it makes it easier to see behind your building. And now with that done, which we can... That's a cedar log. We only have one. We can just put that in there so we can have a little bit of light in here as well. And now we can talk to Ashland, and he'll say, good. A little about houses, appearance, function, blah, blah, blah. And he gives us some of these things. like what recipe for a wall torch, which you can use to hang on the wall, signboard, workshop, useful for telling people things, and room plate and house plate. The room plate, you can actually place it, I think. Oh. Yeah, you can place it right where the door is to make things easier. Which you can... Come on. Grab it. It helps if I'm not standing on that spot, I guess. Oh, I guess it has to be on one of the interior spots, so our little 3x3 area has to be placed on one of them. Probably not where the crafting table is. We can put it in the location of where the hearthstone is, which you can use your scroll wheel to increase the height. I have it so I have to hold shift to do it, which it also, if you press R, it'll rotate to the other side, but I'm going to put it the same spot where the hearthstone is. I'm just going to put it up on the wall some. Whoop. And place. And now when I click this area, this spot here, because that's where this is located on the wall, there's the hearthstone stuff, but now there's the access type public, a room plate. You can change it to private, so only you will go in, your residents won't go in, and other people won't. You can change the name, which might be helpful for later. Atrium just gets rid of the walls, so you can see inside. It's like a free window, so if I go outside, I can see all the people inside, in a way, I think. Height limit. Limit height, which changes how tall the building is. Room, recall, and that stuff. You can also put the house plate on the same spot. So we can do R. I'm just going to put it above that, which I guess changes the priority list while looking at stuff. So we place that there, place it. If we click here, all the house icon stuff is going to be first, which is going to be the music and appearance. Music is going to be from, you start with like 2 songs, but around the places that you go and travel, you'll probably be able to find more cassette tapes, and you can play music based on that. Appearance, here's where you can make your house look as funny as you want, which I'm going to fix the atrium, and we're going to edit appearance. They got different type of styles of roofs, normal roof, reverse this area. They also have templates pre-made, which are nice. Or you can edit one yourself and you can click save, and you'll be able to save it. Like one of these I just have set as like new house, and that's my little preset that I like to have. So I'm assuming that if you find out where this folder is, you might be able to copy and save it and send it to your friends if you have a good template that you like, that you want to send to your friends. And there might be a few other things I want to tell people. Let's go ahead and grab the training dummy and just place it outside somewhere. No one cares about you, dummy. Wow, wow. Oop, that was take stamina. Careful. Actually, I want to see. Is it you? I want to talk to you. Let me see your equipment. You have the resident list. So yeah, I'd wait to unlock him to get the resident list. So you can fit, so I would say mark it important. Put it in a pocket somewhere. So you don't have to go to the home board each time to, let's say, check this list. Because if I'm somewhere else on the property looking for someone, I can be like, oh no, where's my resident? I don't know where they're at, and I don't want to run over to the board wasting world time doing that. So I can just read this, check all the information, you know, everything, livestock, guest, and everything else. So I can click him and click find. and bring you to it so you can talk to them. You could also just use, like, the Ctrl F to search for them. If I type in L, like, part of his name, Loytel, it'll show up on here, so you can use that as well, I suppose. So I guess the only other thing is we need to talk to you. We already have that, but I think we'll just try to finish up the rest of the quest. Nope. Wait. Let's move this to a nicer spot. Gotta rotate that. Just to make it a little nicer. Shipping chest right there so I can kind of see right where the door is. Because right now it's a little difficult. We have the Feel Like Exploring, which he's going to tell us about some stuff. About a cave he wants us to visit. And he will give us some things. Which are going to be these Scroll of Return and a Scroll of Evacuate, which will be helpful later on. It's for specifically for that dangerous dungeon that he was telling us to go into this early. This allows us to return back home. This lets you evacuate. A good tip for scroll is, if you read this, there is no undoing it. If it gives you, like, a prompt to, like, do this or that, like, if return, oh, where do you want to return to? Do you want to return to a town? Do you want to return to your home? If you close that and don't click anything, nothing happens. You already read the scroll. There's never mind. It's like, no, you already used the magic. So be careful with them. And now because we took that quest, she's gonna have this one. Because she's worried about us. Because they'll give us extra information about the Mill, also known as the Graveyard of Winds, a special cave. And they'll give us some recipes. Like the stonecutter. And the drafting table, and the mason's table, which is all very important. It's only day 2, we already got all the stuff. We'll check this out, she'll teach us. Before you take the Let Me Teach You quest, make sure you're standing in a spot that's not in the way, or it'll be very inconvenient. But for the practices of this, I will show you what to do in case you are in a not good spot. We're going to take, I'll teach you. She's going to give you a giant chest and some lockpicking tools, right? It will spawn right under you. We're going to go ahead and grab the lockpick that has so many charges. And she's going to ask us to try to lockpick it, right? A lock is too difficult. Ugh, we can't. She's trolling us. So what we're going to do is look at her and like, why did you do this to her? And we'll talk to her and we'll finish the quest. It won't open? Yeah, it's because I've carefully locked that chest. Even if you have a lockpick, you can't open it if your skill's too low. Remember that. You can have the lockpick in the chest. You can seize an adventure. You will surely find the contents within useful. Which, that's that quest done. One thing that's useful, in towns, there's a person, I believe, I can't remember what they're called. I think they're the informant. If you bring them a locked chest, they can unlock it for you if you pay them money. Here's the problem with this chest. I'm going to do this very carefully and try not to die, because this thing is very heavy. Because right next to at the top of the screen where it says a sturdy chest, that's the weight. Those numbers, that's how much it weighs. Right now, I can hold only a maximum of 54 pounds. If I pick this up, I'm gonna be wet and squished. So we'll go ahead and pick it up, or grab it. We are squashed. If you are squashed, you're going to take damage. If you move. Here's how to move objects that are too heavy to walk around with. So we're going to pick it up, right? And let's say I want it on this side of the building. I'm just going to throw it. I know there's also a chance that things will break if you throw it at something, so careful. So we're just going to go over to this again. We're going to go to the other side without touching it. Only she wouldn't stand on it. We're going to grab the chest. We're going to be squashed again, but now we're going to throw it over here. Now we can grab it and place it. Ow! Because we placed it, we took damage. That's fine. We're fine. But now we have it where we want it. Ouch. And time for combat training. Oh shoot, we accidentally started the combat training. One thing I wanted to try to get to is make the Tinker's Table. So we're going to quickly try to grind up to that. And I'll let you be with me for that experience. But first we're going to need the sawmill, which we need 3 stones for and some wood. So we'll quickly try to find our 3 stones with our axe equipped to make it faster and easier. Because, see how it says easy? Now it's hard. Easy, hard. Make sure you have a tool equipped. Now we have 3 of those, and we upgraded our gathering. Very nice. And we are going to craft... Oh, we didn't get all of our stones, because we got junk. Which still does have a purpose. Oh yeah, because this chest is here, let's go ahead and show you this. If we go to configure, and we can, because we're just starting, we can just set this to all items. You can do advanced and turn off other things, but if you advance, the one thing you probably want to have it set to, because everything you're picking up basically is a resource. So we're going to configure resource, which we can specify certain things like seeds go in here, wood go in here, stone go in here. And because that's all the things, textiles, flora, body parts, I don't care. All of that stuff automatically go in the chest. The food, we can hang on to any food we grab. We don't want that going into this chest. So we have that set in there. And we can increase priority if we need to. But if it's 0, the same as this, it'll be fine. Configure, and then we'll also set auto dump. We can make it simple. Stack items within this container. So let's just say if I were to have a log, like oak logs in here, it'll automatically put the oak logs in. Which I guess that's an easier way to make a log chest. If you have one of each log, it'll automatically put that in there. But what I'd like to do is just auto dump, put items using the distribution settings of the container. So you could do that to make it very specific. You could also just items matching the category. By category, it means like it's made of grass, and it's categorized as a resource, and that's a wood, and that's a textile, that's a body part. If I put a piece of wood in here, this is wood and this is wood. This is stone, this is stone. If I put the stone in there, there. This is a resource. What else is a resource in here? I don't know. I'm just gonna put the resin in here. Now, if I were to open up my inventory and press the auto dump, I move away. Did I not set the setting? Oopsie. Configure, auto dump, matching the categories. Right, so if I were to press auto dump on here, or you can set a keybind for it. I use tilde, but we can auto dump. We'll automatically walk to the chest and put the things in there. What it put in, it decided, hey, grass is a resource like the resin. It put the grass in. Oh, this is a log. It's wood. Put it in there. The stick is also wood. This is also stone, just like that. So it's gonna only put in resources, wood, and stones, because those are the items that are in here. Which is useful for simple things, but if you want to make it more complicated, like kind of what I described earlier, you can just set it as you want. Sorry for rambling. You can say ramble, ramble, ramble. Podcast rambles too much. in the message board, but because this is a textile, it's made of oak, but its category is textile, it didn't put it in there. And this is a body part, which we can eat. I don't recommend eating it. I would say just either sell it for now, no one cares. Or if you want, you can use this, your crafting, to make it into bait. And while you're at your base, you see how that has a chest icon? That means it's in an inventory in your land, which will automatically pull from when you're crafting. Like the bait, for example. We don't have any... Oh, it doesn't. Which, I want to check something real quick. This is a body part. If I configure this, I'm testing this real quick while I'm here. It's automatically set to don't use it for auto dump, but I can use the distribution settings. Let me pull this out. Tie it to distribution, and we want to make sure to put advanced, resource, body part. Correct? Correct. So now, oh, I have a bunch of body parts, or I have a lot of X item that I usually put in the shipping chest, which you can sort the distribution by specifically names. So if I go to auto sort, it automatically puts it in there. Yes! Perfect. Genius. Ah! A day has passed. We got money for that grotesque awful. So that is done. And we have three doubloons, which automatically went into here. Nice. Where were we? Bah. Oh yeah, our quest was to make our crafting thing. Which we need our sawmill, so we need one more granite stone. After that, we're going to need 2 more stones, so we need 3 stone to make the carpenter's table. Oh look, there's a dog here. Because it says a puppy and it's in white, that means they're nice and they're not going to hurt us. Bunny, a rabbit, it's non-hostile. We're going to go ahead and gather more of our stones, so we need 1 more stone. That should be enough for our 1 table, and now we need 2 more for the next table. And we are going to need some wood to make our planks, which if we click Ctrl F and type in wood, that's not it, maybe log, we can see how many logs we have. And it will say where the location is, so if we rename that chest, it'll say it's in that chest. Which we need some logs for crafting our other things. Which I think we need a little bit extra. So I'm going to keep grabbing oak. Just specifically so I don't have to worry about... because when you craft something, it only uses one type of wood type. It doesn't mix them. Ooh, the rumbling. Attack! Attack! Okay, it's dead. We might do this bone for later. I'll go ahead and grab it. While we still have the stamina. So, what should we do first? We make our sawmill. We need 2 more stones, but we'll go ahead and make our sawmill real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and just place that outside. It doesn't matter. For the sawmill and other things, you need to have the items in your inventory to make it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab our logs from here, which I'm gonna grab all of them. And be warned, if I right-click this and saw it, it's gonna saw the entire stack, and every one of those is gonna take 1 stamina each. Unless you have some feature that lowers it. So what I would like to do is, if you hover over it and hold Alt, it'll drop. Control, it'll split, and Shift, nope. What's that, tab? Nope. Yeah, it's Control and Alt. Control will split, Alt will drop. Or you can middle mouse and just see all the options. we're going to use the split option. And you can just pull away after you set the number, and it'll split it into like 1. So we middle mouse, actually, we can hold Control, click, so you can use the scroll wheel to increase it, but we're going to separate it into singles. Whoop, I accidentally auto-dumped. God damn it. No! My items! So let's split it again. There, 1, 2. That's why it's bad to have that. Yeah, because I have the tilde, sometimes I accidentally hit it when I hit tab, because I got weird stretchy fingers. So we're going to saw, and I'm going to, you can right-click on the singular stack, and it will saw it. It'll make 2 planks. We probably need a little bit more. Oh yeah, we can also make our sticks into branches, which I might do a few of those, because we might need that. We have 1 branch. Let's go ahead and make that into a stick. Which it doesn't tell you how many they each makes, but 1 log makes 2 planks, a stick just makes... a branch makes a stick. Neat part is, a stick is also wood. So if we go to auto sort, it'll put the stick in here as well. So I guess for starters, the auto dump with category, useful for simple storing. As long as you just keep certain items in certain chests, you'll be fine. Oh yeah, if you ever need to talk to one of your people and they're asleep, this might make them not like you, but if you really need to talk to them, like, I have to talk to this person, I have a quest reward for them, or a quest thing for them, and I need to talk to them. I want to talk to you, but they're asleep. You can just click, you can kick them. Wake up! Now we can talk to them, right? Which I guess afterwards you probably want to move the Hearthstone out of here. Good to know. Probably move it out afterwards you built your house. I accidentally grabbed the sign! No! So I'll middle mouse click. Uh-oh, I can't grab it. Let me just move these, then, for now. So now I can grab the Hearthstone. I guess it stacks it on a pile, and whatever's on top is what you grab first. We're gonna move this outside, because you're gonna start getting letters, and it's gonna get annoying, so we're just gonna place that out here. Because it will give us more light source at night. Show brain, if you can work for me. What are we making? Yes. We are now making the carpenter's table, which we need, oh, we need 2 more. So we need a, wait, yeah, we need to cut 1 more log and get 2 more stones. So we're going to take 1 log in our inventory to saw it. So we have 2 planks there. And now we need 2 more stones. Where will they be? Some up here. I mean, there's always a vine hiding there that pisses me off. We got 2 stones. Because we need 4 stones in total in 1 spot, we're gonna go ahead and quick auto sort. And it'll bring us back over here next to our stuff. Which, if you have multiple chests with multiple settings, whatever the priority is, it'll go to that chest first and dump it. Which you could just have, like, multiple chests set up for different items. And at the very lowest priority is just an extra chest that will take anything. Like an overflow chest. But yeah, we can make our carpenter table now. which now that I think about it, usually if you have a sawmill, and also the stone cutter, you probably want the chest nearby, just so you can open it, grab your items, and saw, so you don't have to run back and forth. So having this, creating like a log chest and putting it right next to the sawmill, useful. Having a stone chest right next to the stone mill, I think it's called, or like the stone cutter, probably what you want to do. But now we have unlocked our craft this table, which gives us all of these options here. Which you have, like, yeah, wooden box for more inventory space. What we're going to be interested in is probably... Oh, we don't have a fragment, so we can't really do that. But if you ever get a fragment for something, we can use that. But the thing we're looking for is a boomerang, which we need 4 planks, which is 2 logs, and 2 string, which is going to be 4 vines. So we'll go ahead and click vine. We got 4 vines. Nice. I'm going to grab another while we can. And then we're going to need 4 planks, which I think I'm just going to... Do we have any more oak trees specifically? Okay, collect the oak tree. And the other oak tree, just so we have enough. Oh, you need 14 tufts of grass? We'll do that real quick. And whenever you take a delivery quest like that, right next to the quest icon, there's this little icon right here. Like if you're on the same map as the character, you can click that, and it'll bring it to them. I'll talk to you. Here's your requested item. It makes them happy, and we drop money at our feet when we complete the quest. So make sure we pick them up. Pick all. Which gave us platinum coins, which we use for gaining skills, training skills. New things been added to the adventure log, which is basically information stuff, which would appear like all of our little things. Sleep, rest, fame, influence. It'll be on by default, so you'll get all the helpful tips from that. So we are going to go ahead and... Oh, yeah, we already have logs in here. We need to make... Crafting bench, come with me. You live out here now. I will stand on you, because I can. We will craft 2 string. Huh. Put it away. We will craft saw. Oh, oh, right click somewhere. Ah. I almost crafted the whole thing, which we already have 2. What I was wanting to do is split it. Since we already have 1 set, we'll make another. That's the danger of it, because that's how you can easily kill yourself. Because if you're negative, you'll take like 1 damage extra. Then you'll have negative 2. Then you'll take 3 damage. Then you'll take 4 damage. Then 5 damage. Then you'll take 6 damage, which really adds up on your health. So that's not good. So you want to be very careful, especially if you're on permadeath. Don't be a permadeath snail like me. It's not. It's suffering. So we're gonna craft our boomerang. And I'd recommend after you make 1 for yourself, whenever you have time. Yeah, after you make your own boomerang and put it on your hotbar to use whenever you need, I'd recommend making another boomerang. And let's say, because we have our setup Sornet, our companion here, you can click on that, and we can give them it, which, if we check, this is our damage. For us, it's going to do 2d4 plus 3. Hit chance of 85, penetration 25. Our friend here on the other hand, has weapon mastery. Oh, that says melee weapons, but her stats are a lot higher, so it says 2d4. If I give it to her like this, it's 2d6. So yeah, whether you want to hang on to it or have your other party member, but I'd recommend keeping archery for a little bit, just so you can stay safe. The girl also has the ability to use a taunt, so people target them instead of you. And whenever we take the defense training, we're just gonna go up here. Equipped our boomerang. And up here in this area, I'd recommend never putting anything up here. Because the gallows thing for the training is always gonna... they're always gonna drop it up here, so... it's gonna be in the way. So we're gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and throw boomerang. And because we kind of started combat, I'm gonna keep throwing the boomerang. And we killed them. Sometimes they'll drop stuff. One thing that is useful if you don't like this thing being here, guess what we can do? Money. We can pick it up. As long as this thing right here does not say squished or like overwhelmed. Yeah, overwhelmed, you start taking damage. Squished, you also take more damage. As long as it only says burdened, you're fine. And this saying burdened is very helpful for training a certain skill. I'll tell you now, it's related to your carrying capacity. Maybe it's tied to weightlifting. Maybe carrying items while you're burdened will increase your weightlifting skill. Wink. This model can't wink. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll complete our little quest. We'll talk to our friend. He'll give us a bunch of items, like bandages, which we already had some. But one thing we can do now is we can trade with our friend now. Your friend doesn't have any bandages. What happens if they get hurt? That's when we go ahead and split this and give like 3 to 5 of them. We'll split some, put it there. Yeah, trade. I don't know why I'm doing it, but give them to them, which you can always hold the item and gift it to them. But if you ever want to take the item back, I don't recommend gifting them. I'd say only gift them items if you're trying to give them their favorite item. That'll make them happy and like you are. If you give them potions that have negative effects, they will drink them. So be careful. And another important thing is if you have them in your inventory like this, let me go. The first thing the option that pops up is drink. Careful with potions. You will accidentally right-click it, and you will drink a potion of blindness or confusion or poison. Don't right-click it. If you middle-click it, you can decide to grab it. When you grab it, you can throw it. But if you want, you can also, I think, just carefully move them into your hotbar here. So, whenever you swap over to it, you can throw it at a tile you're pointing at, which, again, careful. You'll randomly throw it and throw it at yourself. So what we can do now is go to do our second part of the training. They also give us some granite pebbles, which we can throw. But we have a boomerang for ourselves. And our boomerang does more damage. So we are going to go to you. We're going to give you these pebbles. So you have a ranged option now. Hooray! But the stones will break. And they don't reach, so we will throw a boomerang, which they're already angry, and they're already taunting. We throw a boomerang. She didn't even try to do anything with it. Let me go, you poor... Shut up, boar, just eat. We got a free snack. And now there's stones on top of here, so we're going to pick up all. So we pick up all the pebbles she threw. So, yeah, she was throwing them. Which will grab the gallows. We are squashed now. Which means we will take damage. So we are going to go... Oh, because we're holding both. We are going to place one back down. Actually, we'll just... Ouch, we took damage again. We'll just set one down. We'll get rid of the squash status effect by setting it in there, because we're going to sell these. Wait a second. Oh no! A bone counts as body parts. We don't want that in there. I almost forgot about that. That counts as a body part. So we need to set this so it doesn't sell our bones accidentally. Watch the whole video, don't watch it in parts. You might miss something, like I did. So distribution, word filter. We do not want bones in this fucking chest. Minus B-O, not caps, B-O-N-E. Please tell me I'm not the only one who accidentally presses the caps button all the fucking time. We'd have to press tab. So now if we auto-sort, the bones should not go in there. Which I'm going to auto-sort real quick to get rid of items. Our bone is not in there. What is in here? Oh, I think it just put us in this something in this chest. Nothing. Oh yeah, we can set our bone in here. And now we'll put these body parts in there. Should we change the priority of this up a little higher? It'll try to put body parts that are not bones in here. So it's not conflicting, like if I'm closer to this chest, it won't try to put the body parts that I want to sell in there first. Good. We're learning. I didn't know that, now you know that. We are going to grab the gallows. We are burdened. We're not going to take damage. We're going to place it in here. If for any chance, if you ever seen these boxes, there's one up here, the reinforced plank box, and there's another one at the other corner down here. These things also give you one plank each. So if you don't want to spend stamina making something, you can just kind of break that apart. I also picked up a stone junk inside that. Maybe there's just random things in here. Oh, I improved my craft. Wait. I pick up an oak plank. Improving your crafting might lead to a new recipe now. Hey, we might have learned something. Just by doing that. Because destroying and breaking certain objects with certain tools and whatnot might give you an idea of things to craft in the future based on your learning. Okay, we defeated the boar. Our gallows are in there. Out of my way. We'll talk to you, do our quest, and we're done. Well, he wants us to kill 100 creatures, but that's basically all the tutorial quest. Besides the lost puppy, which is very dangerous. But before we take that quest, I'm going to, before leaving fully, I'm not going to leave the map. I'm not going to walk anywhere. If there is a crafting recipe or like a crafting table you need, if you're lucky, if you go to the Tinker's Camp and go to the mayor, the main man in charge, which is the Cat Man, check his wares. He'll have like a Moongate which you can buy and you can place it there. If you go there, you might be able to go to a map, someone's place they made, and it might have the type of crafting thing you need. Let's say like you need a certain thing to cook a certain item. You can open up a Moongate, go in it, and they might have the thing you're needing. Another additional tip for the map: if you middle mouse click, you can fast travel. You can fast travel to any of the places that you've been before. Like, that's a point of interest. Like, if you go to Puppy Cave, Tinker's Camp, other places in the south. If I also click Map Tool, you can zoom out, which I can't zoom out anymore. But basically, like, yeah, Orphanage, the towns further north and south, the dungeons, you can fast travel to them after you've been to them once. Doing so requires a ration. Rations you can buy at villages and towns. The Tinker's Camp does not have rations, though. So when you go to a town for the first time, I'd recommend asking a guard there to tell you where the inn is. Talk to the innkeeper. Buy all the rations they have. It'll make traveling places safer, because you'll just... the time will pass the same amount of time as you'd normally travel, I think. And it will cost you rations. You will not encounter any enemies or anything. So it just makes it easier if you're trying to do stuff quick. But the downside is you won't have any encounters and you can't stop in places in between. The other thing I see people having a lot of trouble with, which we're early on, we have a weapon. We have a fucking tank here with us, which is hungry. Which is a problem, but I don't care right now. This is the whole tutorial. Right here. This area right here. This beach. We're going there right now. We were going there right now. We're leaving. I'm going to avoid whatever that is. Why are you attacking? Oh, it's because I'm going to quickly leave the map. There we go. We're going to try to quickly... Okay, we're safe. We're trying to get to this beach. Because on these beach tiles... Whoop, day has passed. 52 for Gallo. Pretty nice. And we got an extra gold bar. So I'm gonna go one more down. Oh, it's daytime now. Perfect. At this place, you can find cactus. If you collect a cactus... Oh no, I'm using my hand. We want to make sure we're using our axe. There's a guy there. So if I throw a boomerang at it, our girl's gonna go after him. But right now, I'm worried about crafting... Oh, it's formidable. We are going to select our potion of blindness and throw it. They're blind and wet right now. I'm gonna go back to... Actually, we'll throw a boomerang at it. It's dead. Anyway, before I was interrupted, cactus. What does cactuses have? We get lucky. What we get from the cactus is needles. There's how you get your needles, people. You go to the beach. For some reason, there's counts as like a desert because it has sand. So I guess that's how that works. But that's how you get your needles for your things you need to craft with. Another thing that's very important, this palo tree. This is just what a baby one looks like. Any palo tree, I believe, if you collect it, you always get a leaf. You should always get a leaf from it. You will get a branch from just a normal tree. If it's mature, you'll actually get wood. And there's a chance if it's like mature, or if it's withered, you will get a seed. Then you can plant it at your base, and then you can have all the big leaves you need, because we will need like a couple of these. So we will go ahead and rumbles. Get the leaf. Get all these. There's also seashells, which I believe if we collect a seashell, we will get a bone fragment. Hey, there was a wand item that needed that. Oh look, a mature palo tree. Oh, and it says we can harvest it. Let's find out. Oh, we collected something from it. We collected a palo, which is a coconut we can eat. Fatty, it'll add to our strength. It'll add to our end. Problem is, it's gonna lower our potential dex training. We're not hungry, but our friend is hungry. So we can click on her and give it to her, and she will start eating it. And we're just going to cut down this tree while we can. Ah, floating eye. Floating eyes are melee enemies, if I can recall. If you just throw shit at it, you can't do shit. But if you're attacking them normally, melee, within next to them, they have a chance to paralyze you. So I'm just going to quickly just try to throw this boomerang and kill it before our buddy gets over there. There we go. I'm sorry. I stole your... Hermit crabs are like the bane of my existence. We need to leave. They have like a really high defense. Like, we'll show for example. We are never going to kill it. We might kill it, actually, if we're lucky. We just keep throwing a boomerang, we might kill it. Oh my god, we're killing it. And we picked up all the stones she threw. So if we go back to here, since we picked up the stones, we can give the remainder back to her. Perfect. And now, with our axe, we can harvest. And if you're able to, in the Tinker's table, at the very bottom, there's a scythe. Whenever something says you can, like, see it has a collect, if it says harvest, like on the Palu thing, if you use a scythe on it, you should always get seeds from it. Unless for some reason the fertility of the land's fucked up. Which it will say if the stuff's withers. But you should be able to gather seeds from it. But there's still a chance to get it if it's a lower chance. But we'll collect that. We have collected a cactus from that. Which is food, which you can eat. And I think I'll go ahead and eat it now. Actually, are you still hungry? No, they're just hungry. They'll eat their other food. We'll be fine. I'm going to eat this for myself. Didn't taste bad, but we filled our stomach a little bit, but that's fine. And we're going to go ahead and collect the cactus so we have all the needles in the world. This is a banana tree. Banana tree just gives you... Okay, you pick up 2 palu branches. Okay. It gives us 2 palu. It's the same type of... The palu is the same. It's like pine. It's like palm tree. It's the same type of wood as the other, which is fine. Also, there seems to be a lot of bones here. A duck! That's formidable! But it's white, so it's not going to attack me. Oh, and she's standing still because she's eating. She finished eating, so we're fine. There's a yeek. But the exit is there, so we are going to just quickly leave now. Enter! Yes! And this is the part, if we had travel rations, we would use it. It'll take 18 hours. Okay, lost. Actually, it's like a willow there. I don't think I've been there. That might be some type of swamp. But yeah, that's one of the earlier places you're wanting to go for stuff. Go to that beach, get some of that. Oh yeah, and we received one of these letters. Every couple days, during the first couple days, you'll get a letter from like your mysterious pen pal. So we'll go ahead and grab our letter and read it. I recommend reading all of these because they will give you information you will need. Maybe that title of former here was just a joke all along. Everything I believe was in the world is a lie, collapsing, blah. I shook around in the eyes of Michan, the gluttonous seal. In them I saw... Why is it a gluttonous seal? I remember it was a panda. I don't know. Maybe it changes each time, but Luz, the formal hero. I left the land of a remote forest preying on a journey ahead. Who this letter written in a sleepless night will reach, I'm looking forward to finding out. Because they just give you some information and tips, because they'll tell you about finding the needles from cactuses, but it doesn't say where. But that beach, quotations desert area, is where you get the needles, which you will need. And I guess some bones. Like for... I don't know what things need it. But yeah, now we can make tight rope for stuff, or like the drafting table. The drafting table has a lot of things that need the big leaf. So that's good, we got that for now, which we are going to go ahead and auto-sort. And we can kind of see all the items that it didn't get put in. It didn't put any seeds or meat or other stuff. Which we need to cook those before they go bad. Might as well. I know it doesn't matter, but it matters to me. And because this is a shared chest, if we put food in there, all of our people are going to eat it. But if you want to be very selfish and just only eat the stuff that's for you, like this, and gain all the special stat stuff, you can do that. And then what you can do is craft, like, weed stew that doesn't give anything, but it gives nutrition. You can just kind of, which you can add herbs if you want. I'm just going to craft one of these. And I can put it in this chest. It's categorized as a soup, which I don't think soups go bad. So someone else will grab that eventually. Yes, is weed stew. If you just wait a little bit. If I look in this chest, there's a chance it's gone now. It is gone. You know why? Because probably our companion took it, so they can feed themselves. But we will be nice. We will be nice. We will give our companions food so they can become big and strong like us. So that will help increase their strength some. We'll start increasing their strength, and the other one will increase their endurance. Which, if we sort this, whatever item is the most leftmost, I guess gets consumed first, and that also works over here for things that make you auto-eat. So there's that. And I guess the thing we were looking for is... Alright, that's gonna take 4 stamina, which might be 3. Minus 1 will be 2, so you're gonna take 2 damage, if I'm correct. Okay, is that Palu? I'm gonna use normal clogs. So you probably take 2 damage. Yep, because we take 1 net less from all this stuff. We already did that. We need a desk, which takes planks. We need to throw in 1 oak in here, which we grab this. We will retake 1 oak, because we already have 2 of those, which I guess we could put in here to make it simple. We can solve this. We are going to take 4 damage. We didn't take any damage. Wait. Wait a second. Is that showing stuff from the chest? Did they add that? They might have added it to where you don't have to grab the stuff now. Oh, thank God. That makes me so happy. Yeah, I don't have any in my inventory. I'm going to grab the saw. I'm going to place it here. I'm going to saw. It shows the stuff from the chest now. Yes. That's so convenient. Thank you, update. So now we don't have to worry about that. It's just careful not to accidentally... Huh! Click on it. Well, let's solve all of them. Okay, I'm gonna test this after I wake up, after I make the thing I want. We will test that. We are going to test that. It's already like almost 2 hours, but we will test that. If it will just start making all of them, or it'll only make 1 at a time. Yeah, but we are needing to make our table. Our desk works. It's marked as a table. And now, for the Tinker's table, we just need another bone. There was one right here. It was inside us all along. We will use our axe to make it easy. We didn't take damage because we're a farmer. We're cheating. We're gaining the system. Craft. Tinker table. Oh, they're not in the same spot. Sort it. Craft. Tinker table. That's going to take a lot of damage. So, we should only take 6 damage because we're reducing our stamina because we're a farmer. So 6 plus 6 is going to be 12 damage. We should be left at 2 health, which is fine. We're at 3. That's fine. We use even less stamina. Usually try to calculate for the most amount of stamina you're going to lose, I guess. And if you're lucky, you just use less. But now we're here, and now we have our Tinker's table, which we can go ahead and place wherever the hell we want. Which this will have, yeah, our shears. and other fun things. But one thing that's important that we're going to need to make is the sickle. And we need this tinker table so we can make the shovel and hoe for Loyal's... I can't remember what the hell his name is. But he has a quest where you need to make a hoe and nail, and he'll teach you farming. Some little bit of farming. And nails you can get from making by bones. You will need a lot of bones at first. But for the farming stuff, if you want to farm things, I recommend making a sickle. Because, yeah, a tool for harvesting seeds. So, like, let's say, like, that says harvestable. Instead of picking those, you'll get a seed for that, which you can plant, so you can grow it at your place. So if you're walking around somewhere like, hey, that desert area that has a banana tree, oh, it has bananas on it? Instead of grabbing the bananas, I can just harvest it from it. Yeah, but for now, we're just gonna... Oh, they're already placing trash. How wonderful. Okay, we have to stand next to this, which if you just middle click here... No, you have to stand next to it to sleep. Which we will. And hopefully, all this information to help start out is useful, even though it's all jumbled. Oh, we got a knowledge of Ice Arrow for something. Neat. Okay, which I believe I'm getting distracted again because things are popping up, and this is what happens during this game. This is turned off, so because use items and abilities in the hotbar. If I did like an auto combat, it's not going to use my Ice Arrow, which arrows are pretty decent for that. But if you want to specifically use them and not waste them and save them for scenarios, you just don't put it on there. You can also change the setting to where you use favorite abilities. So you can just middle mouse button, you'll favorite it. And have it to where only your favorited ones if you don't want to have it down here. But if you want to be very tedious and take one turn at a time, you can just move it down here. Which it will use mana. Which it tells you somewhere how much mana it takes. I don't know how much mana it takes. But we can find out real quickly. If we see... Yeah, this goose. We go to here. Ice Arrow. It took 3. Oh yeah, it says it right here. The little icon with the 3 next to it, the right bottom right. So we do that. We throw another one. It is next to us and it can try to hit us. I'm going to try to step back. And I'm going to step back again. Let our friend take care of it. Perfectly. Perfect. That's fine. This is fine. And now, the final test I want to test real quick. Actually, we'll test this really quickly. Because we're going to need a lot of planks. And we can get more oak logs. So, I want to see if this only saws one of them. Let's see if it only saws one or it tries to saw the whole stack. So if I click it. Oh, it puts both of them in there. Okay, so if you have something in here, like the logs right here. If we click it, but then click somewhere else, it'll stop it, but it'll put it in our inventory. Because I believe I have a setting. Other. No. Configure. There's a setting somewhere I set up to make it easier. Where is it? Open item. No. Other. No. Sharpness. Game. Maybe it's in game. Backups. Okay. Auto backup. Hide borders. These might be helpful for later. Oh, game wait. Wait on melee attack. Wait on debuff. Wait time. Maybe turn those on. There's... Oh yeah, here's the tutorial that I turned off. Show shipping report. I don't know. This thing jump scares me each time it happens when I'm somewhere else. Change background color. What's stacked item? Where is auto pickup harvest stuff? You always want that on. I don't know. Use self-target abilities directly via hotkeys? No. Input. Where is a setting that I'm looking for? There was a game setting that makes it where the game waits a little bit. Input. There was a setting for something. Where is the setting? Other. Auto misclick. When left clicking lures unwanted right clicking. Nullifies the clicking during set duration. Wait. When left clicking lures unwanted right clicking, nullifies the click during the set duration. This does something. Macy, I think if I do this and put it to 0 like it normally is, let's just say I wanted to, like, I only wanted to saw one of these, or I clicked this accidentally. Okay, yeah, we want this at pretty low, but not at 0 probably. But let's say, yeah, you were accidentally, you had, like, the whole stack, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to craft all of those. You can stop halfway, or stop after you have the right amount, like, let's go ahead and put our stuff away. No. I keep pressing the wrong button. So we are going to saw, we only want, like, 2 of these. Or, like, yeah. Yeah, we only want 2 of these, so we're going to click this to start. There's 1. Oh! And then we right-click afterwards. After we have our 2. After we've cut our 2 logs. So we're not wasting, or if we see if our stamina is really low, we automatically stop it, try to stop it, which I think after the first time, it will stop when you get hurt. But it's always good to be careful, because if you're doing a whole stack like that, even if you take damage, it'll keep going. But as a farmer, I guess that doesn't happen. And now let's talk about early money. Because it is time to cook. And to cook, we are going to need this millstone, which we need 2 more stones, more string, and we have sticks, because we did all the other stuff. So we're gonna run around like crazy and looking for all the stones we can find. And while we're out here, we'll also harvest the crim. Crim is basically what we're going to be using for money. And unless they change the price of it, which I don't think they will, we're going to be making some powder. To make money. I'm gonna go ahead and grab extra. Just in case if I didn't grab the right ones. Okay, we have 5 of them. That should be good. And now we need string. Vine. Levine. Levine. That should be enough. I'm going to go ahead and max 8 stamina. We'll have 20 stamina, maybe. We barely used any. That's amazing. We have our string. Millstone. Let's create a millstone. Perfect. And I think this had the same thing with the, let's see. It adds the thing there. Maybe I was stupid and I never saw it, but if an item's in one of the chests, it will show it here. That's useful. Where are you going? So we have our crim here. We'll sort to make it easier. We're going to continue grabbing as much crim as we can. If there's one that says withered, just go ahead and collect it and get rid of it. Because that will affect things for farming. So I guess while we're gathering this, if we look at the home board, which I will go to in a minute, if we go to the first page, there'll be a thing that says land fertility. Every single plant will reduce the maximum, have a toll on the maximum fertility. If all the plants were gone, And I think the bones in the pond as well. Our fertility will be at its maximum. I'm just gathering a couple things. And I think that's all of the crim in the land. That says harvestable. That's fine. And we'll wait till that say... Or actually, after you harvest it, go ahead and get rid of it. Because I don't think it grows a second batch. But like, if it's withered, go ahead and get rid of it. It's not going to give you a lot, but it still counts as something on the land. This empty bottle could be useful. And I think there's 2 quotations fish in here. I think there's only 2 in there. But we'll go ahead and get rid of those. But if you check our home summary, fertility is negative 64. Meaning that anything we're farming or trying to gather from plants is going to be low. Meaning the first things we're wanting to try to grab are going to be things that we don't care about that much. Which, because if you check our crim, we probably didn't get that much, but maybe it doesn't matter right now. But like things we don't gather about, like probably the flowers. There's going to be some times it will say it withers in my hands. Like, yeah, here's a fully grown flower. And right now, we're not going to get as many resources, but yeah, we check that. We grab the stuff. I'll go ahead and grab this vine bush that I hate that's in the back. Here's a withered. Here's weeds. We're just going to gather as many weeds as we can. We will need them for our beds. And it's taking up my space for planting. For making the plants grow, because things won't grow properly either. If it's negative. Because now if we check this board now, it's at 53. Still not good. So we can gather all this stuff. Neat thing is, these flowers, you could also eat. We can probably set it in that chest for our friends to eat. And if we don't care about these mushrooms, which I think we can cook, or since we have a couple of things, we cannot cook the mushrooms yet. We'll need something else to cook it, so I'm gonna just toss all the mushrooms. We can either sell them, but they don't sell for anything. So I'm just gonna categorize as a mushroom. So let me just put them in there. I don't care if someone accidentally eats it. It has hallucinogenics. And this is poisonous. But I don't care. Flour, auto dump. It should auto dump some of the other stuff we have. So all we have are things that are not items that are related to these. But now, while it's still night, and while we have some stamina left, it's going to be time to cook. We are going to start grinding. We are first going to select a crim. And then we are going to select another crim. Let it cook. You see this, baby? You see what it's categorized as? Oh yeah. It's great. So what we're going to do now, which I think one thing you can do is middle class on it. No, you can't do what I think you could do. Never mind. Do something else. But we can open this chest now, and we are going to send 14 handfuls of crim powder. We're going to do a couple other things around the base, and after that's done and sent, because our first bill that's coming in is going to be 15 days, 510 orans, right? That's a lot of money. But there is 17 days. But sometimes I like to have money to do things. We already have 314 from things that we have done. But I want more money. So the more money we have, the better. And also, whenever we ship a bunch of money through this... How do I check it? Hoard? We would get more gold bars. Actually, if I check the home board, I can check out the Shipping report. Ship total, right? Which that improves that. This gold bar, each time the more money we send, the more this goes up. Which I think that's per each orin that we send. So every 100 orins we send, we get a gold bar. I think. I don't know if this number changes because we sent 107 in total. So we've sent 107, right? If you're following, yeah, 107. So I'm guessing every 100 orins we send, we get a gold bar. Which we can use to buy things like tax evasion, which we only have 7 gold bars right now. So that kind of sucks. Or we can talk to... Hey, wake up. I have important things to talk to you about. Like equipment. Like using gold to buy things like, a sturdy box, which is the same type of box you have, but you're not going to have the materials to make this. Or the flooring works. The flooring and, other workshop. Or like, open for business, which allows you to have people come in to buy stuff. Or to, if you have beds set for guests, you will get money every day based on how many people show up and like based off of the quality of the beds. Which could be good for talking to more people to increase negotiation or other funny interactions with people. But another thing gold bars are used for, if you look at the quest board and click recruit, we can hire more people. Which they're not going to be too great at first. But it's better than nothing. Good at cheering? These people aren't the best. I don't even think I can re-roll this. But yeah, we'll grab someone later on. Hopefully someone that's useful early on. Like maybe someone with fishing. It's just so you don't have to do that job. Actually, wait. This one has hunting and it's another little girl, which if we hire them on this, they will also join. We can have them join us in our party. Our other hobby's sleeping. But this hobby is hunting. If they hunt, they'll automatically gather food. If they're here at the base, they'll gather food for us. So, join us, gold bar. Because doing that as well adds them to the residency, which I'm going to open up the book. Now we have you. Which, they already can do hunting, which will produce corpses and marbled meats. So they're already set for their hobby. And if we make a sign workshop and set that down somewhere, they'll make logs for us and put it in a chest that can take logs if it's open. Well, I guess we have to make something for them to put it there, but you get the idea. They'll randomly do stuff. We can also talk to them first, or just click trade, but I'll tell you to join me. If you were a little more charming, perhaps 22 charisma required. Oh, this person's very powerful and they won't follow me. But they'll work for me. Because this is our new person, so if I click on you and trade, yeah, we can see their stuff that they have and how strong they are. Which I think they have pretty good stuff, I don't know. But yeah, dodge 19, protection that. Growth. Favor of healing. Steel defense, weapon mastery. What the hell? Learn prayer of juror. Are they like a paladin? But it says warrior. Can they be a... Are they a paladin? Why do they have those skills? It says they're a warrior. They're a Roran. I don't know. That's what race they are. That's the work they do. That's the type of class they are. And this is the race. They're roaring. Maybe they get that as a thing. We accept livestock and whatever, a job sort. Yeah. So we have an extra person working here, and they'll help protect us on their base. And apparently our charisma's not high enough for them to join our party, which is annoying, but we get what we take. But it's nice we'll get food now. We'll probably need a sign for them to place stuff. But now I guess we'll get back to what we were doing. I get distracted easily. There's a monster there. Boomerang. Boomerang. Food. Put it in the shipping chest. Actually, while we're waiting, I might try to make signboard workshop. We have the planks, we have the string, we need sticks. So we can go up here, and I think we need 2 sticks. Which, conveniently, there's just 2 sticks right here. We can just do the whole stack. Craft. Signboard workshop. Yep, and we got 4 gold bars. Yep, it's every 100 orin we get a gold, we get a bar. So now we just got a lot of money. We got 465 for that. That's money. And we don't have to worry about taxes. So we got a lot of money. Yep, we got our money, we got our bars. So if we keep selling that crim, that's like 4 bars every day. Well, if possible. Or 4 bars each time we do a bunch of them. I'm just gonna drop this down. So if we were to, let's say, since we have a lumberjack, oh no, our stamina's low, I don't care, we have enough health, this isn't gonna matter. I'm going to put a stockpile sign, a sign designating area for storing produced goods. Don't use that log, use the oak log. Now if we place the sign down, within the area of this, or if we put it inside of a building, it'll only put it within this area. Which for now we can probably leave it here. Inside. We'll place it right here. Stockpile sign. Now if we were to create... Here, did we make a nail yet? We did not make a nail. We have enough health, we won't take damage. Well, too much damage. Crafting leveled up, because I'm wanting to create another chest. I'm not going to put any settings on it. That's not what I want. Where's our... In you, I think. Wooden box. We have enough for it. We will craft it. I don't think we took damage. And for convenience, remember how we had a bunch of items stacked on top of each other? On top of the hearthstone? If I put this chest on top of here, when I interact with this, it's only going to affect the box first. It's going to affect the box first. So this is here. We can turn on shared. This configured has no specific thing. Auto dump is not on. Stack items within this container. Which means if the same item is in there, like, if specifically a... I don't have it, but if it's specifically, let's say... If specifically this type of log was in there, if we auto dump, that specific log is going to go in there. So that should be fine. This other resource stuff can help just fill up this chest, so that's fine. And now we need to try to craft a lumberjack. Sign. There we go. Don't care what type of log it takes. We have enough health to place it. And I think, if I'm correct, you also were a lumberjack. How convenient. We have 2 lumberjacks. I'm going to talk to you and tell you to wait at home. And one thing I can do, the lumberjack sign does not matter because they don't actually cut down trees. It's just kind of a thing they do. So I could just set down the sign somewhere, like here. And I'm going to grab this bonfire and just set it on top. So I don't have to mess with that sign anymore. That sign is basically no one cares. Now if I were to check the resident board, or our resident list book that we bought from our blue-haired friend, it'll show that they can do that. And they do stuff on their own. Personal pleasure creates eggs? And natural power generation? That's actually pretty good. Eggs are good. So we're pretty set on food. And after we set up a garden, actually we need a farm sign for them to do that, but that doesn't matter too much. So if we actually just grab... We are going to pass out because that number is bigger than our health that we have. So we're going to sleep real quick. And I'm going to open this chest. There's nothing in it. They have access to it. There's no special permissions on it. There's no special sorting. Actually, Stack Guide, I think if it's open, even with auto dump off, it should, because if I auto dump, it's not going to put stuff in there. But it should put their things in there whenever they craft it, because that one item, the stockpile sign's in here. So if I sleep... Oh yeah, another important thing. You see how there's now more trash showing up around this place? That's nasty and gross. We're going to open up the home summary board. We're going to go to policy. And we have 7 points we can use. You probably have less at first. I recommend at the beginning for a while putting growth suppression. It does make it to where your base doesn't grow in any way. But if your base does grow, that means the enemies are going to scale and get stronger and show up at your place that are a lot stronger, which is very dangerous and scary if you don't have enough people at the base to help keep things protected. Which we can resident tax, but that's going to take a lot of stuff, because we'll residence tax later. We have our crim to sell, and we don't have a lot of residents, so we're not going to get a lot of money anyways. So we're going to strict anti-littering. People aren't going to be happy that about the anti-littering, but it's just going to get rid of the problem with people dropping litter everywhere. Weed pulling campaign. Remember how we had the problem with there's too many weeds on the ground? If we start a weed pulling campaign, they'll pick up the weeds at least. So weeds won't grow anymore. Actually, most things won't grow anymore, so we'll probably go ahead and grab as much as we can. But right now, I just set that up so we can sleep. If we open this, actually, if I wait in here a little bit, just hover over my person and hold wait, our person might just start using lumberjack, or might doing lumberjack work. I don't think she is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep. They should just do stuff. And if we're lucky and checking the box... Oh, we're hungry. But let's check our box. Nothing in there. Actually, it might be in... No? I don't know. Maybe it'll take a little bit more. We were only asleep for... Oh. Improve the recipe of cane times 2. I slept for 8 hours, and they didn't do anything. Maybe there does need to be a tree within range, but I don't know. It's confusing. Or maybe because it's a 68% chance for them to produce logs. And that might be like an everyday thing. And the way to increase it might just be to, like, maybe just set a tree in there. So we might just set a tree inside the building. Just for shits and giggles. Because I think I do have a tree seed in here. Oh wait, I'm holding a tree seed, probably. Yes, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab... Where is it? Oak tree seed. I'm gonna grab that. Oh, this is gonna be very annoying. Grab that. Place bonfire. Grab this. Place sign. Oak tree seed. We're going to plant the seed. Grab the sign. Move, everybody. I'm not using that thing anyways. I'm going to place that. Grab bonfire, and we're going to place it on top of that. And it's going to show us a big list of everything. But I don't care. Bonfire is going to be at the top because it's at the top of the pile. Now if we check this, because there's a tree in here... I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the distribution has to be set on. Put items using the distribution settings of this container. Good. But I think I might set this to a little higher. Higher than that one. So they should only put stuff in there. You know what? Auto dump? I'm not even going to use auto dump. I'm just hoping that automatically puts stuff in there. Or I can try to trade and see if they're holding it. I don't know. They're working! I heard sounds. Oh, someone was cleaning the ground. I don't know. I don't know. Another good sign to have would be... garbage dump sign. Designate an area for placing trash. So if there's a chest in this area, they will try to put trash in there. Instead of all over the place, someone will pick it up and put it there. And now let's try to do something very dangerous and stupid and travel. Or I will try to craft whatever I can as equipment before I run out. And I'll figure out if they're doing stuff, so I'll be right back after I craft some tools and equipment for travel. Oh, and I guess before we go, I believe we do have some meat. We had some meat. Did I already cook and eat it? I already cooked and ate it. Damn it. I needed to show you that. Yeah, in here, if you put down... Oh, we've learned a little bit. Yeah, but if we put in fish and bark, or corpse and bark... Does it count as corpse? Oh, you can craft 2 bones to make something. I don't know what it was. You can craft the kibble, which is... that food never goes bad. And I think all of it gives like a decent amount of nutrition to fill your belly. So that's good. Also, you can put junk stones in here and mix it with something else. I don't know what you make junk stones with. And the saw will give you all your options to put stuff in from the inventory. Grinder. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna try to... make stuff like light gloves. Because yeah, we can make light gloves because we have needles. We only have that, so we'll make what we can do. And I'll try to make a weapon for myself. And a helmet, and we'll see what we can do. We must prepare for the town trip. What do we have? It doesn't do anything. That was a bad craft. Do it again. I don't care. Do it again. Please tell me that one's better. No. I guess I'll wear it. It's stupid they didn't do anything. No logs. Yeah, let's craft ourselves a weapon. And see what we get. We have obtained a first short sword. Which is short sword's actually pretty useful for something else. Because if you don't like using short swords, you can a short sword's required to create a cutting board. Which you also need fangs. And then with this, you'll be able to make stuff with vegetables and mushrooms. Instead of just using mushrooms for nothing. Because mushrooms grow really quickly. And you can make a nice little salad with it. I think it's called a simple salad. But if anything, it's something else for us to help defend ourselves. Or we could just give it to one of our companions. And I think with this, we might have enough stuff. After I grab some berries. And maybe cook them. We will head out on an adventure. To the closest town to the south. I'll pick some mushrooms and eat it so I'm filled and get rid of the thing. And we will be back in a moment. I might clean up the weeds while I'm at it because I'll just make some of the very simple stews that take too much stamina. So the people at the base can eat and be happy. So I will be right back again. Maybe. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this, to be fair. Oh, rosewood wither tree. We can make another seed with that. Actually, wait. Meat. Yes! Grindstone. Put meat in there. Put bark in there. We have kibble. Might need a little bit more food, but I don't know where to find it. Picked up a mushroom. Good. Just gather a couple of things so we can try to travel. That was dangerous. I only have one more ice arrow. And because we're not tired yet, we can use meditate to regain our health and stamina. And that, so like, if you take damage during the day, as long as you're not tired, you won't have a chance to randomly fall asleep. Because when you sleep, you can only sleep if you're tired. And you want to sleep whenever your stamina is really low and your health is low, so you can gain stuff back. But it can be very dangerous if you're out by yourself gathering stuff at night and something sneaks up on you. Make sure you have your tool equipped while you're gathering to make it faster. Oh yeah, I forgot. After we harvest the berries, go ahead and clean that up, clean that up. Remember, you can also bring enemies toward the home, so your other residents can help kill them. So now we will take this really good goat meat and grind it with some of our tree bark. Which I wonder, if we have the tree bark put in a chest, does it show up as an item? Because it used to not do this and you had to grab it each time. So let me sort real quick. So if I put meat in here, yes, it shows up as an option. So now we can click on that and it'll use it, and it gives us it. Oh, that's so nice now. So we have some decent food, 33 nutrition each. I think I might go ahead. I had a mushroom somewhere. Yeah, we had some mushrooms in here. And we can set them to say red mushroom and white mushroom to sell. But I'll just leave them there. I'm going to go ahead and eat this to fill myself. Unsatisfied look? No one cares. I filled it up some. It's better than being completely empty. Can eat that bone. I'm just going to put it in there because we can use our crafting. And I'm going to go ahead and put these things in there because we don't need it. These things will set on the floor. Crim's not really gonna go bad, I don't think. Or it doesn't matter if it does go bad. We can put this in our hotbar. I'd say for now, we can grab this and just place it on this rock. That's what I usually do. For the empty bottle, because it's junk and it's made of quartz sand, we can just kind of set it on the floor, and we can just keep stacking items on top of it, and make a tall pile of it. We keep placing it like that. Is that a Dodo? Save me, someone. There's a Dodo chasing me. Bandage. Save me. Go in the house. Save me. There's a Dodo. My bag's in the way. Oh no, Dodo, go away. Oh, I accidentally threw it at her, but... You threw Burmy and smashed Dodo and slightly wound her. Okay, that's fine. Well, we got no more meat for the grinder for my rations. Good. That should be enough for that. We'll go ahead and craft with the bonfire. This only takes 2 stamina. We can max it out. Not that much, probably. We can do 16 exactly. 16 stamina, I mean. And then I think we have enough 8. We won't take that much damage, I don't think. Actually, it'll do a tick for each. So we can do... Which, actually, we didn't use the whole amount. So yeah, we can just be careful. And now we have all these cooked. And it's still raw food, so it will spoil over time. But we could always just... Okay. Sornet, I'm sorry, I had to kick you. Talk. Join me, please. Oh yeah, only your residents that are walking around here, people aren't following you, that are not your companions, they will have quests for you at the quest board. Like that. Like my stomach, they want a cake, we're not gonna get that. Stone rubble. Do we have stone rubble? We have junk stone, not stone rubble, so I don't know what the heck they're talking about. And we can check what you have on you. You already have some bandages. I'm going to give you some of these ones. You know, increase your charisma petitioning, and other stuff. And I'm just tired right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just eat one of these until I'm filled. Then I'll go to sleep, so when I wake up, I don't have to worry about food. Sleep. And in the morning, we're going to travel to a town. And like that, our next diary showed up. And our friend is already eating our food. Good. And we're no longer filled. Our other one will appear right here. We can grab this. And we kind of click on ourselves to read it. Life, and here is another important information. Life in the forest isn't bad. In the forest. The nuts from the appy shrugs last a long time. So the nuts from those appies last a long time so they won't spoil easily. And there are plenty of mushrooms and bamboo shoots to fill Michan's belly. What fascinates me the most are the animal nest. From time to time, I find a fertile eggs. Usually you just find an animal egg of like a certain animal or creature, and it won't be fertile. Then they're prized by the traveling merchants. One morning, an egg I had left on my straw bed hatched into a giant baby squirrel. What it's saying is, if you have a fertilized egg that you find somewhere... Oh, I was pressing the wrong button. If you have a fertilized egg somewhere that you grab from somewhere, if you set that on a bed, it will hatch eventually. Probably won't take long, but then it'll add a new resident and they'll be like a baby. And that's another way to get free residents, but most of the time they'll be like monsters or something, which can have cool abilities. But for now, we are going to travel. We have a ration. I'm going to set my kibble in the first slot, so maybe I eat from that first. It says you're hungry, but you will eat more food when you're hungry, when you go into starving. So for now, we are going to... Do I have everything I need? I believe I have everything I need, and I have a lot of money, and we can make more when we get more crim. But first off, we're going to travel. Leave the meadow. Yes. We're going to go to the road. There we go. Now we're going to travel south. Why is there a hermit crab on the map? If I pass by it, it's not going to attack me, is it? I've never seen that on the... Oh no, everything's bad. We're going to follow the road. And because we said stay by our side, because we're leaving their range of sight, they're going to follow us. And we are going to quickly just leave. And just keep going. Until we enter a town. And now if we, like, leave real quick, and we middle click, fast travel, it'll add it to the thing. And it's a 1 day's travel from our home. And the first thing we'll do when we enter here is try to find a town guard, which we can talk and check people's interest. Because if we get their affinity high enough and our charisma is higher than their highest stat, we can ask them to join us as a party member. Then we can bring them back to base and they can be a resident. But first things first, we tried to find a guard of some sort, but I already know what the inn's right there. But what you would normally do when you go to town, find a guy that looks like this, a guard. And these guys are very helpful, especially in big towns where you don't know where anything is. We can talk to the guard, talk to him some, see what he likes. You'll usually annoy him if your charisma's not high enough and you don't have negotiation. But where is... We can find the elder, the secretary, the trainer, which we might as well, while we're here, find the trainer. Because usually by each of these things there is another guard nearby. So we're going to go to the trainer. And it'll automatically set you on a path to find the trainer, which conveniently is at the end. We talk to the trainer because we have in our purse 3 platinum coins, which the platinum coins are used to, after I talk, to train. And we can train skills, which the ones that only cost 1, or the one not learned, are the ones that we're going to try to learn. Each town has, like, some of these. Has a trainer in it. Even the Tinker Town has a trainer in it for some skills. Whenever you can, you're going to want to try to buy new skills, so you're always leveling them up. And after you level them up, if you have extra ones, you can just automatically just increase it. Cooking. Adding another level to cooking is actually really good. The potential of your cooking increase. Actually, that's not what I was wanting. But that's fine. But basically, you want to go here, and we have to find the innkeeper, which is Gerald, the innkeeper. We can talk to them. We'll just talk to them if we want. And we're going to click Show Me Your Wares. And what we're going to want is these travel rations. And they cost 50 Orin? Okay. Last character I had was a bard. So these only cost like 12 each. But, because there's no discount on it. But we can buy the rations. And we want to hold on to these in our inventory, so when we travel, we do some good stuff. And also, all these foods here are processed. Which, if you can see here, like, our little roasted meal, you see how it says it's somewhat stale? Or it will say it's fresh? Because these are processed foods, these don't go bad. So if we say, like, we grab, like, these only cost 15 Orins each. We're just gonna buy all these while we're here. So we can have this food as other rations besides these, and they stacked up. So then we can, like, save these foods to do other things with if we need to. And we don't have to worry about wasting stamina and energy making it. But now we have watermelon we can eat as well. And sometimes it goes up. And if you have influence, which you gain influence by doing quests in a town, you can re-roll this for them to make them restock. Very useful. Another thing we are going to do is the influence is going to be very important. Now that we got our influence, stop doing that. We are going to go down to this quest board, which you can always ask a guard to say, hey, where's the quest board? We go to the quest board, and we can try to see if we can do a job that's pretty easy. This one says it's harvest season, it's danger 3, and there's 8 days remaining before this quest goes away. This one asks for a specific item. These are very hard to find sometimes. A harvest season, that can be pretty good. Because we are a farmer. Right? And it's talking about harvesting crops. And if we were to look at our character sheet on skills, we have really good at gathering, and we also have things in farming. Skill to plant seeds and gather harvests. meaning that we're pretty fast at it, and it's based off of endurance. We also have decent endurance, and I believe our carrying capacity... Let me sort this. Your carrying capacity is 54. And we're also really close to leveling up, so that's going to be interesting. So I think we're going to do this quest real quick, just so we can see what we can do. We can accept this. And the goal of this quest right here is we only have 180. We don't have a lot of time left. Which I believe if we go to settings, we can have a setting set up to where it shows you this. We only have 180 turns. So like if I take a step, based on our speed, is how many actions we can take per turn or whatever. Yeah, 2 steps equals 1 time of world. And I don't know how long these... Oh yeah, this is a very huge one, so that's probably going to have a lot. So we're going to grab this huge one and see how much it weighs. And also, this is also why you want them to have this on here to be able to trade with them. So if I try to gather this real quick, it's going to take time. We picked up 4 tomatoes. We can check how much that weighs. It weighs 11 pounds. That's not enough of that, so I'm going to wait, and I'm going to step over. A monstrous-sized tomato. She's going to start fighting stuff while we're gathering. This weighs 16, 11, 26. We're almost there. We need a little bit more. That's a huge tomato. They're just going to fight in the corner while I'm doing this. I killed it. 3 tomatoes. This should be enough. But if I look at my carry weight, we can still carry more. Right? We can still carry more. And if I had a sickle, because I don't think I'd get in trouble if I were to, you know, collect this. Because sometimes if you had a sickle, this is where you would get other crops to plant at your farm. So like if I brought a sickle with me, I could sickle this instead of harvest to get the seeds. But there's still a chance for us to get seeds. So we're just going to grab some more. We have plenty of time left since we're really close by. So we can just do all these easy ones. We probably have enough. But see how we're burdened now? That means we're going to move slower. Now 1 step equals 1 minute of time. But what we can do to make this easier is we can click our name, the name thing here for her. I'm going to put this up here so she makes sure to eat that first. We can shift click, no, right click on these, and we'll give it to her to hold on to it for us, right? So now we're no longer burdened. So we can gather more. And I'm going to wait till it's like 50 or so while we're this far away. I'm going to gather this last one, and that should be enough. We're going to stand right next to this, as close as we can do. We're going to open this. Deliver. Deliver. Doesn't take any time. We already completed the quest. I'm going to click her name, so we can right-click and take these back. One thing you could also do if you have your own crops that you brought with you, you can also deliver it to kind of cheese them. Cheese these quests a little bit, but we can deliver, deliver, deliver. And a lot of extra money now. And now we can kind of gather whatever we want. We can even fight the geese and whatnot. I might try to grab that skin real quick before time runs out. Hell, I can even gather this berry that's next to me. Or like gather... Oh, look! That appy seeds plant. We can just harvest that and we'll have that for later. There's a well here. There's fun things you can do with wells, I believe. And if we have enough time to get time's ending soon, let's see if we can harvest this real quick. Oh, and we have just enough time to... Oh, we can put these radishes in there, which is weighs of 23 pounds. And there's probably not enough time, so I'm just going to click here to wait. We'll hold down there, and it'll get this. I didn't expect you to return alive. Go ahead and claim your promised reward, which the money will pop on the floor. Let's see, we have only 589, which it will show how much we grab here. And we also gained 3 fame and a karma. We'll pick up all. We got 2 platinum coins for that, which we almost have enough to gain a new skill. So we can do another quest. We also gained favor in the town, because if we look somewhere, it's not set up here. Oh, it's right under, it's right behind me. It's between the let me scoot. Oh, you can't see it. Between the carrying weight and the karma, there's a little like candelabra icon. That's the favor for the town you're in. And what you can do with that is you can go here, just like in the shop, you can re-roll the quest so we can get different quests and maybe get another crop thing. We could probably even do this one again. But the big thing you're going to want to do is... Let me talk to the guard. Where is... There's a delivery box, but in the other town over, for the town that you have to go to deliver your one quest into, for your taxes, you have to bring your taxes all the way to that town. Right? You have to go all the way there. I thought there was a thing here, but there's not. But what you want to do in that town, you want to do like 3 quests and get 3 favor from them whenever you go to Militia. Which is more to the east, southeast, if you follow the road. But we can go to... It's usually the last one. Oh, the Elder, the first person. So we go to the Elder. What we could do is talk to the Elder. Sure. Usually do that whenever you can, especially if you have a certain skill. Show me your wares. What you want to do in the other town you get favor is furniture tickets. Which I'll go ahead and do one for this town just for an example, what you would do in the other town. Because I think this video is long enough. It's almost 3 hours, but we'll grab that. And we have our furniture ticket, which is important. But so what we can do is, if we're holding it, right? If we hover over anything in the town, like a chair, there's 2 things there. A bed. Later on, when you have enough stamina, you're going to want to come to, like, this town, gather a bunch of stuff, and grab the bed. Right? So you get more stamina and get more rest. But you want to get that to gather the tax box that's in that town. And basically... bring it with you. If you're nearby a town and your inventory's full of items you picked up along the way, or let's say you picked up the bed or the tax box and you're burdened, and you feel like if you carry too much stuff or you're squashed, that's when you start setting items down, giving them to your teammate. There's some items that your teammate won't carry for you, like the tax box, I think, or certain furniture. So what you're going to want to do is talk to a guard, ask where the delivery box is, like this. Which, for usefulness, we're going to open this delivery box. And we're going to go ahead and deliver a singular skin. Right? Because this will be important later. Using one of these if you come to this town real quickly. Because it took a lot of materials and it took bones to make a nail to make that chest. And that chest doesn't have a whole lot of spots. It only had like 9 or maybe like 16 spaces in it, right? But if we put that in there... And now let's see... Where'd our person go? Oh, there's the innkeeper. It's 4 days till this restocks, so it don't matter. So yeah, we can do stuff here. And another thing we can do around this in towns that I found out you can do pretty easily if you just don't have anything to do. And you're not like a bard that can like sing to people and whatnot. We can just kind of, you know, cut down their trees if there's type of trees that you like cherry blossoms. And we always need bark and resin to make these kibbles. And you'll need bark for other recipes too, so you can just kind of go ham for a bit, you know? Steal all the wood. Never attack an animal in town. Or steal stuff that, see, harvest grapes, see how it's red? You probably don't want to do that, because that's considered stealing. So yeah, we can just keep doing that. Gather as many logs as we can, because after we leave and come back like a day later, all the trees will regrow and all of the things that you've stolen will come back as well. I think I picked up a dead fish. It's edible. Neat. There will also be merchants and stuff, and you should be able to gather like these things. Oh, and we leveled up and we got lumberjacking too. So we can use our skill point. Use it for whatever we want. General feats are nicer things. Main attributes don't do too much, but what we're wanting here is this, because this will show us hidden knowledge about it, and you can add seasoning to some recipes. Good for cooking if you're able to do it. Animal lover, if you want to talk to animals, whatever. But for this example, I'm just going to say, this is a good skill to get early on, especially if you're buying food from towns. Because remember we bought those watermelons? They didn't say anything bad, but if you get this real quick, and double check those watermelons. Ah! They're fairy-sized! It shows, now we can see the negative effects of that. That will lower our endurance if we eat these. Thank goodness we didn't eat that. We can make someone else eat it. Now. So yeah, now if we double check, we can check all the other things we can buy for them, right? Yeah, the corpse on a bone. Yeah, it's dead and stinky. We didn't want that. Oh, this has a lot of traits on it. This is actually pretty fucking good. Discounted by a lot. It has all of these stats. How much is this? 100. Oh. There's no way I'm not buying one. We'll eat that for stats. Yeah, but for now, we can just keep getting logs, and if we ever feel like we had too much inventory or it's really close, sort this up. We can just kind of, you know, let her carry it up to 70 pounds of stuff. They are a human pack mule. The other thing you need to remember is to, when you get back home, you're gonna need to take the items back from them to put them in the boxes. Hot bath this night, and I think if you meditate in here, you might, there's some sort of bonus. Oh! I was in the deep end. I forgot. And since we're in this town, we can crawl up in this town. So our stamina's gone. Our party member will find us. We're going to go ahead and sleep in the inn. We pulled out around too much. We'll go ahead and sleep. Big oops. And let's go ahead and eat our special food. How are we gonna make a stuff? Oh, we're filled. Yeah, potential of your magic increases and potential of our strength increases with that. So whenever we do tasks that's related to magic or strength, it's gonna make that go up better. And make basically other stuff better. What is it that what I was planning on doing? Oh yes, let's go ahead and leave. There's one thing I want to check. Is there a... Hey, there's a funny thing here. We go into a changing room and walk out, we'll be naked. Walk back in, we're clothed again. There's a gotcha for plant stuff, so if someone has a quest for plants, and you have the certain coin for it, you can try to gamble and get it. We love gotcha. But now, we are going to go home. But we're not just going to go home because it's dangerous and annoying. We're going to middle click, and it's going to take 2 rations. I think I only have 2 rations, but that is fine for now because we can't even get to the castle that's all the way there, Massilia. That's the one you want to try to get your 3 tickets in so you can buy the tax box. Bring the tax box home, then you'll never have to travel back there to do taxes again if you want to stay there. But if you don't mind the travel each time, go ahead and do it. But for now, we're just going to use that. And side of our stuff got rotted. Oh no, they're rotten. Oh no, my berries, they're rotten. Ah, I keep picking up trash. Which when we came in here, 2 packages arrive. You pick up burnable garbage, new item adds to your journey. Yeah, someone just said who judged your journey. Let's go ahead and sort all of our items out. I'm going to check the girl real quick. She still has all of her stuff. We're gonna grab that off of her. And we're going to sort. Wait. Why didn't your things rot? Curious. Because I gave this to you, and it's still fresh. If I give her foods that can rot, do they keep them fresh for longer? Curious, but this is not good to eat anymore. I mean, it's rotten. It's still edible. There's no room for it. I don't care. Actually, since this, let's open it. There's no logs in here. Let me just put a bunch of logs in here. And we configure. Advanced resources, wood, and since we don't have a lot of wood items, we don't have to worry about setting stuff up too much, because now we can open up this one, sort, and we can configure sort by category so we can easily find wood. Wood, 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 wood. All the wood. Then we can distribution, take wood off this list. So when we auto sort, oh, put other items in there. Okay. I forgot to set this one. Configure, auto dump. Matching the category. So all the wood's gonna go in here. Maybe now that sign will work. And they'll put wood in there. Or maybe this tree log needs to grow first for them to do anything. I don't know, it's being crazy. But yeah, that's the main things. Help kind of start up the first couple days. So, change a couple settings. Oh yeah. I almost forgot. Before we get, we're gonna have a bill for delivery for this because we had it deliver us a skin from the post office, which is fine because we now have a box here, a box with 20 slots. More than this tiny box here. It's extra like 4 more items. So we can set this up any way we want. And also, the other neat thing is, early on, this thing only weighs 0.8 stones. I'm guessing the unit of measurement of weight is stones in this because it's S. I don't know, I'm shrugging. But you know what that means? We can take this and put it here and mark it as important. And now we have a bigger purse. That's like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nearly over half. We have nearly doubled our inventory space. So if you're doing good on the crim money, and speaking of crim money, if you're doing good on money, for whatever reason, whatever means of methods that you're getting money, dubious or not, if you can pay those fees, which you'll need the tax box anyways to do those fees, I think the home board will tell us. We basically need to turn in that delivery fee to a tax box. But we can do that whenever we go to do our taxes, right? We just need to remember to keep this on us. So we can mark that as important to carry with us. And we can even put it in our special box. And we're going to mark as important so this thing doesn't go out. And hell, any other important items with us, we can also just keep in here. We can configure this to exclude the items for auto-dumping. So anything we put in here won't be taken out of there. Why do I have vomit from someone? Why is the nutrition value 13? Well, anyways, we can do that. So yeah, whatever way you have to make money. Why is it trash? Stop it. And we want to save this trash. You don't want to sell it. It doesn't sell for anything. Because this is made of plastic, when we get when we make a hammer, if we use a hammer on this while this is on the ground, we will get plastic material. And we can get paper material from this, which we can use to craft other things. Which will be helpful in the future. So try to save them. So yeah, these things, you can just kind of pick them all up. After you get a couple of them, you can just grab it and place it. Maybe not right next there where they're getting more letters. Empty bottle. I don't know where we put our first empty bottle. If anything, we're just going to place the empty bottle next to it. Oh, look, a dead fish. Don't eat the dead fish. Grab. Place a dead fish. It's made of processed food. I wonder if we can hammer this and get the food and processed food out of it. I'm gonna be gross and place it on the floor. Maybe we can use it. Maybe, just maybe, we can use it. I don't know. Oh, here's the other bottle. But yeah, however you're making your money, as long as you have enough money to pay the taxes, and the first time you go to Malaysia, and get that tax box, because you will need it if you never want to go travel there just to do taxes. You can deliver it from your own base. Oh! Bandit! Ice arrow. Boomerang, boomerang. Sokka special. Kapow. Oh, they're running. They're running! No. No forgiveness. Fuck you. Came to my house, on my property, cock shotgun. Get out of here. Yeah, that one's already turning yellow, so it's probably dead. So yeah, we make our money. We have a lot of crim in here. Okay, that was a weird thing, but yeah, we have 8 of these to sell. Perfect. Look at all this stuff. We even got more tufts of grass, so we can make more soup for our people. People love soup. Actually, our cooking skill makes it to where we don't have to spend a lot of stamina on that. That's nice. So people have that for food. And that's all you're gonna really know. It took about 3 hours for me to go over all this. But I mean, if I'm not talking way too fast, you should be able to set this to a higher speed. If there's any other tips that you would like to give other people playing the game for the first time, be sure to throw it down in the comments. Everyone will be appreciated. I would appreciate it, because there might be some things that I don't even know. There's a lot of garbage in this. This is the 3 hours of BS and a lot of other stuff. But hopefully, this helps you in your first time starting up Elin, or Elin, however you want to call it. This has been Pockets. Trying to give a maybe over too detailed description of things to help you start out at the beginning. Thank you for stopping by. Can't see how it's shriveled. God damn it. See? See? That's why it's bad. Because now we're not getting anything, because it's all shriveled. It's all bad! Because I know trees take up a lot. Mushrooms as well. It all is bad. Goblin! Get rid of it all. Are we in the positive net yet? No! God damn it. I'm never going to get tired. I hate this. You know what? Saw all these. I want my stamina to go away. It's not... You could do so much! As a farmer. Farmer's overpowered. I guess the other tip is, if you're making a lot of planks for building stuff, try to use something that has a lot of wood. Rosewood works pretty well. Just because you're going to get a lot of it, and then you're not going to get a lot of it. But, just because you can't make planks. But, okay, again, we're gone. We're done. But I really wanted to see the... do I have anything I can craft real quick to use a bunch of stamina? Anything I can craft? Let's go ahead and make beds for our people. It'll make them happy. Use my stamina, for the love of God. There it is, next day. Look at all the money! See, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, there we go. Now we can end it. Goodbye. Have a good time. Peace. And be sure to check me on Twitch at Mr. Pockets 150. And I'll be streaming more of this. Maybe not this run. I like to be doing for my streams to be... I've been doing snail runs. Snails. Permadeath. Awful. I hate it. It's suffering. You can come back by and yell at me and maybe try asking for other information if you need help on stuff. But always feel free to go to the wiki. I think there's a Discord community for the game as well that probably has a lot of friendly people. And if I can find it. Shout out to Kessel on YouTube, who's made up to 3 guides right now to help other people. Which I'm going to check their channel real quick and see if there is a new video. No, wait, let's see. Yeah, they only have 3 videos. They have a farming guide, residents and livestock, and food mechanics that might help you out. They're doing some tests. There's also some other brilliant people that have some good guides. There's like 1 or 2 like AI generated guides. You want to find guides that actually have gameplay, is what I'm going to say. You're going to want to find guides that have gameplay. Really short, really simple. Better than this, but this is a lot of shit all at once. So, yeah, I think we're done now. Peace. Para.